Love that.
The Doppler effect, some might say.
The Doppler effect.
Oh,
Hello,
boy.
Doppler's a
everyone.
fun name. That should be a character
I
name
just
in some.
really quickly
Hello.
pulling
I
up.
want my little friend to
Quick,
be in
everyone,
frame.
vamp while I pull up this media
Vamp?
file.
Vamp?
Yeah,
Hey, yo,
vamp.
who's vamping right now?
I'm
Who
out
My
here
else
teeth
can
and
Have
my
y'all
do
never
it?
fingers
heard the
long, and I'd
vamping
like
term
to bite
before?
you, please.
I'm out here vamping. I'm out
Not
here
not
vamping
vamp
my
as in
gob.
vampire. Just talk.
vamping my shit all
Who
day,
up
all
here?
night.
Jesus
Who here?
Christ.
Who up? Drinking they blood.
Okay.
Who up? Torturing they townsfolk.
Who
out
here sucking necks?
Who?
Be honest.
Who out here scared of garlic?
Who out here juicing their gob?
Choosing
Oh,
their
yeah.
job.
Thank you.
Who out
Very
here?
cool. I'd like to say hi to Chris's mom.
Yes.
Hi, Chris's
Oh.
mom.
Hi, Chris's mom.
Hi, Chris's mom.
Hi,
We do
Chris's
this for
mom.
you.
Sorry, I won't do that again.
We do this for you and no one else.
That's true.
Make content for Chris's mom.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Turntables RPG. Right now, we are producing Tales from the Harvest Moon, which is a D&D 5e charity stream supporting Austin Batcave. If one of my lovely moderators could drop !ABC in chat. Right now, we have hit very generously, thanks to all of you. We have reached $700 of our 1,000 goal. We had to beef it up a little bit. Thank you so much. Again, this campaign is going to go on for a while longer. We have our second episode tonight and our third episode tomorrow night. Same time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully you will join us for that. It's going to be very fun to be able to do this back to back and kind of get some stuff moving in the narrative. If you don't, real quick blurb about Austin Batcave. They are a 501c3 nonprofit here in Austin, Texas, that helps students with their writing skills, with their creative writing skills and things of that nature. I got to do a D&D camp for them for this summer, and they help these students kind of grow in those skills, grow in their confidence as writers, find their own voice, figure out what they love. And I myself know that, like, for the students that I got to meet who were in high school and middle school, they went all the way down to elementary school. Like, having a program like that when I was growing up would have been amazing. It would have been fantastic to be able to go to a Dungeons and Dragons camp and like learn how to do this and meet new people. And so they're a great program in general, and they're fostering a lot of creativity. And tabletop RPGs are creative, and we're all creative people. I'm sure many of you in chat are also understand how that feels too. So. This is a charity for them, just kind of like a test because they've never done a charity stream before. So we're kind of doing that, and then it won't end until this campaign ends, or this specific chapter of this campaign ends. But yes, so very excited about that. They also publish anthologies that are the published works of these students. They collect them year after year, which is very cool in general. So if we could get ! Antho in chat, just so that people can go and check onto their website and check out what that's all about. Cool. I'm trying to think. Overlay was created by Chris! Furf in chat. Please go check out and commission him for artwork. He does phenomenal job. He's just growing every day in talent, and it is wonderful to have. Our amazing character art is created by Morgan, also one of our players. Morgan, do you have a portfolio? That's cool. We can figure it out later. Please go. please. If somebody could go look up Morgan's socials and drop them in chat. I forgot to get the links in, but please go follow Morgan on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky.
Twitter or Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I'll post art on Blue Sky,
Okay,
probably.
there you go. Yeah, there we go. And then our intro, which you will see in a second, was put together by myself and Eric, who is also a player in chat. Which I also, Eric, I don't think we have a link to your website either. We gotta get it.
www.ericmbarbara.com.
Love it to hear it.
Type that right now.
Yes. So just wanted to shout out the team because all this was brought together by them. And if you haven't already, please check out our Discord. We're going to be posting things in there for like when the next session will come up. Tomorrow's session will be the next session, but like after that, you know. And follow us on Twitter. Or Instagram or Blue Sky at Turntables RPG. VODs of episode 1, which has been edited down to a pretty decent sized movie length, is on YouTube at the moment. So I think that's all I've got. Anybody else have anything before I launch us into the intro? No, fantastic, cool. Yes.
Read Chris's grandma's books.
Oh no.
The Adventures of Roy Troy, the
Yes.
Roy Troy saga, the Roy Troy
I have it
anthology.
somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Please
The Roy
read
Troy
them.
saga. Yeah.
Please.
Check out those links in chat.
That will be with me till the day I die.
Thankfully, Nightbot is working today.
If I have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
The Adventures of Roy Troy, The Antics of Roy Troy. Get in there. The Prime Time of Roy Troy.
The prime time of Roy, yes.
The Prime Time of Roy Troy is certainly a name for a book.
Excellent. So with that, I will go ahead. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are Turntables RPG, and we are playing Tales from the Harvest Moon. Ooh. All right. I'm not going to make my players recap what happened last session, as many forever DMs know. That's the constant run, but it's only been one episode, and I have it pretty locked into the noggin, and it's honestly pretty easy to say. They showed up at Orpheum Hollow at the midday of the Harvest Moon Festival in many different ways. We got to meet the 6 individual characters, one of which started in the Orpheum, are Catalina Ruth. Masha, do you want to go ahead and tell us Catalina's level and her class as well?
Yes. I totally have my character sheet. Wait, I have a digital copy because this is Roll20. Okay. Catalina Ruth is a level 4 divination wizard.
Excellent. We met Catalina in the Orpheum itself, which is the ancestral manor house of Orpheum Hollow, which has recently been turned into, recently as in like the last 100 years, turned into a research institute. Yes, yesterday, correct. Well, we got to meet some colorful characters within the Orpheum and found out that for the Harvest Moon Festival, while they're collecting donations for the Research Institute, Catalina and her fellow faculty members are kind of putting on little shows and events that continue to raise money for the Institute during this time. We also, still tied to the Orpheum, we met Lux Kane, correct? Yes, I am correct?
Yeah,
Dope.
that's...
Mars, will you tell chat level and class, please, for Lux?
Yes, Lux is a level 4 College of Satire bard.
Hell yeah. Tiefling, right?
Yes, Tiefling.
Dope. Very cool. And then we met Lux coming into the bounds of Orpheum Hollow, where they met one of the town greeters, Gordo the Pumpkin King, who is a very admirable and innocent businessman of Orpheum Hollow, who stimulates the local economy and helps the tourists out during these very trying times. He's a giant Goliath in a giant orange suit with a gold tooth, and I love him a lot. Anyway, Lux and their entertainment troupe have come to perform at the Orpheum. And so we see them kind of beginning to set up their mats as they kind of get their gymnast slash circus act together during the events of the first episode. And then here, along with that, we meet another traveler heading towards the Orpheum, Trick Lippis. Chris, would you please tell the chat level and class for Trick?
Hello. Trick Lippis is a blood hunter, level 4. If you don't know what a blood hunter is, Matthew Mercer got a little too busy one day, and now I have to remember some weirdo rules.
And remember you shall. So we find Trick coming into town. He also meets Gordo, and we find out that Trick has been specially selected by the Council of Orpheum Hollow to come and help them with a certain missing persons problem that's been happening in the weeks leading up to the Harvest Moon Festival. He is directed towards the Orpheum, where he has been kind of waiting for the Orpheum Hollow Town Council to deliberate and kind of give him the direction to move on this mission. Speaking of missions, coming back from one, we have our wonderful paladin, Ori. Sorry, Dustin, I already said their class. But could you please tell level and class and subclass for the chat of Ori?
Yeah, Ori is a level 4 Vengeance Paladin.
Exactly. Our lovable blue eyes, white kobold
right.
paladin is
Right.
returning home after a pilgrimage where he has been giving out aid to the Western Plains, and immediately meets up with some of his fellow Raven Guard here in the town and is taken to the Raven Temple, where he meets back up with Father Manasses, a Minotaur priest with blunted horns.
That's my dad.
Who is very excited for him to come home, though somewhat anxious about this problem of missing people, and anxious about the idea of sending some of his beloved pupils to investigate, along with not the Jingler, but the Echo of the West, Trick Lippis. And with that in mind, I think that leaves our dynamic duo, who also came in through the gates of Orpheum Hollow, somewhat on a mission to lay low, although they may be the individuals who are incapable of laying low.
Failed step one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Eric, would you please introduce Smidge, level, and class to the chat?
Yes, I am playing Smidge. He is a little tabaxi, level 3 thief rogue, level 1 hexblade warlock.
Very fun. I am accompanied by his dark mistress, Lady Darjeeling. Morgan, would you please introduce Lady Darjeeling to the chat with class and level?
Yes. Darjeeling is a level 4 shadow sorceress. So,
Very
fun
cool.
stuff.
They enter into town and immediately see some very strange individuals exit out of a carriage. Shrouded individuals followed by a twisted and contorted mime who's just a little too long in all the wrong ways. So with that, they meet back up. I mean, they meet back up. Take that as you will. They meet back up. I know how I meant it. They meet back up with one of the members of Darjeeling's old coven from back when she used to live in Orpheum Hollow a long, long time ago, who's somewhat embittered by the fact that Lady Darjeeling has had all this freedom outside of Orpheum Hollow. Hearing that her mother superior of the coven is currently comatose, essentially, Lady Darjeeling has somewhat come up with a plan to perhaps embed herself in a position of power, and so heads to the Orpheum in order to maybe crash the Orpheum Town Council. However, as all of our players conveniently meet back up at the Orpheum, certain events begin to take place. At the Orpheum, as they've been telling the divinity of different townsfolk and tourists, Catalina, Marsh's character, observes two raggedy and very frayed men who came in with the cloaked and masked figures, put a donation inside the donation box. It seemed rather odd, but with a natural 20, Catalina was able to tell it's not money. They shoved something in there. However, a few moments after, Smidge and Lady Darjeeling come in, the last ones to enter into the Orpheum, and Smidge notices something writhing within the chest. I think Smidge also got a natural 20, and so immediately upon looking through the keyhole of the chest, Smidge sees hordes of rats inside, which causes their momentum and movement, causing them to topple over, crash onto the floor, and immediately scatter out, skittering and doing the lovely rat noises that we all enjoy. And they immediately begin racing towards the entrance of the Orpheum to escape, which just so happens to be where Smidge and Lady Darjeeling are. And that is where we reconvene with everyone noticing the crash, the breaking of the chest. We launched into initiative. We rolled that at the end of last session, and so we will now kind of begin at the top of the round. I'm going to switch over the music to combat, and we are going to just get the ball going. So let's have fun, and let's make sure no one dies. Yay! All right.
First combat.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Excellent. We just had to adjust audio and for music. Chat, let us know if you can't hear audio well for music, or if we're too loud, or just say something and the players will say something to me.
Yeah, we'll flag it.
We'll play a wonderful game of telephone. Okay, so thankfully, and not surprising, at the top of the round, we have Smidge. Smidge, you have just watched these like a huge chunk of like rats just burst out of this chest. Strangely enough, I think I will also say you do not see any coins scattered on the floor. It's just rats.
The rats ate the money.
So, with that in mind, you will be going before the rats. So you have the drop on them. It'll be Eric, and then we will go through, and then Morgan, you will be after. So be thinking about what you may want to do, and then the rats will be after Morgan, or a certain sect of the rats will be Morgan, because I had to split them up into two groups. But a sect of rats. Love it. Okay, so with that, Eric, what would you like to do?
Okay, seeing these rats pour out of this coffer, I think I'm gonna arch my back and puff up and hop a little bit. I'm gonna scurry backwards, to get in front of Darjeeling. I'm gonna move 10 feet back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, "Get behind me!" And I'm going to pull out my short bow. And looking at, are each of these, are they just one giant rat, or are they like swarms of rat?
So mechanically, they are 6 individual swarm of rats. So you just have to point to the one that you would like to, yeah.
So many.
Okay, I think.
They are piles.
I'm going to target this swarm of rats, the one I am pinging.
Okay.
If you can see it. I'm going to use Hexblade's Curse on it.
Okay.
So while it is cursed, I gain a bonus damage rolls against the cursed target. The bonus equals my proficiency bonus. I crit against it on a 19 or 20, and then if it dies, I gain hit points equal to my warlock level plus my charisma modifier.
Nice.
So that's a bonus action. And then as my action, I will fire my short bow at it.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but the short bow's range allows it to be shot at this distance without disadvantage, correct?
Oh, that's a fair point. I didn't even think about that. I always get a little messed up on how range increments work.
Dungeons and
80 /
Dragons.
320.
In case you ever wanted to play, this is the minutia of Dungeons and Dragons.
I've never worried about it before, but
Yeah.
the range listed is 80/320. So does that
Okay.
mean after 80 feet it's disadvantage, and after 320
It's not possible. Yes, that's
impossible?
correct.
Okay, so I'm good though.
The only I think like the pseudo rule for it is if it's like within melee range, you'll have disadvantage.
then
but
it's a
like that's
disadvantage.
But yeah, you should be able to shoot them just fine. So you're taking a shot at those rats on the side. Go ahead and roll.
Yes, the ones I cursed. A 21 to hit.
Excellent. That will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, that is 2 from the Hexblade's curse and 8 piercing damage.
Excellent.
10 damage total.
What does your arrow look like as it hits these rats?
So I think I puff up, I scurry back to Darjeeling, I say, "It's behind me!" And I pull up my little dinky my little short bow, and I pull it back and fire. And I think it just zips into this swarm of rats, and you hear it, thunks into them, and you hear some rats screeching. The arrow kind of moves around a little bit.
Absolutely.
In the pile of rats.
What color is your you said you have one level in Warlock. What color is that magic?
Yeah. So I think the Hexblade's curse is like this sort of like inky shadow magic sort of looking thing that swirls up around and sort of like rhymes the rats in this oily kind of sheen.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, your arrow definitely pierces like a couple of rats like in a kebab-esque way. And the oily sheen kind of like almost causes like it gives them like necrosis to a certain effect in which they begin to kind of like sink into themselves and wither. Like any water is like beginning to kind of like suck out of them. And a good like patch within the swarm gets decimated by your arrow. Is there anything else that you'd like to do on your turn?
I have moved. I've used my bonus action to Hexblade's curse. I've used my action to attack. I believe that is all I can do.
Excellent. Okay. I will say, as some of the rats that are like beginning to disintegrate from your necrotic energy like are being like essentially dissolved, you do see piles of gold kind of clattering onto the floor as they die.
It did eat the gold.
So with that, we'll go ahead and move down to next in initiative order. So Morgan, what would you like to do on your turn? What is Lady Darjeeling doing?
Yeah, so I think what is the size of each of the squares in the grid?
5 feet.
5 feet, okay. I think that Darjeeling would step out kind of from behind Smidge a little bit. So I think she'd go probably like beside here.
Okay.
And last session we had talked about it, but we had Smidge had purchased a little pumpkin.
Yes.
We had purchased a little pumpkin for Smidge, and it's kind of like a rotten little thing, but whatever. So I think that she would kind of step beside him, and with her pointed nails would snap off a tiny piece of the pumpkin, just a tiny piece,
Okay.
and hold it in her hands. And she would say, "Kisselina," and it would kind of bubble in her hands, and she'd throw it out. And I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew, which is a stream of acid that emanates from you in a line 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in a direction that you choose. Each creature in that line must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until a creature uses its action to scrape or wash the acid off.
I love that. Can I? Okay, so you're hitting those two rat files. Excellent. Yeah. So I need to make a dexterity saving throw. I really don't think that giant rats would have anything that's like. Yeah, they don't have any saving throws. Advantage on any saving throws. Excellent. So we'll just go ahead and what is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 14.
Okay. Let's see here. They rolled a 13, so you can go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. How do I do that? In
So,
Roll20.
You can do /R, and
Okay.
then space, and then it'll be 2d4, and then you hit enter, and it will roll for you. Or, yes, perfect. So they both take 4 points of acid damage.
Yeah, and then it says it can either spend an action to scrape it off, or if they don't, then the creature covered in acid takes 2d4 of acid damage at the start of each of its turns.
Ooh, excellent. I don't think the rats are smart enough. I
Yeah.
think I think that they have like survival instincts, but like at the risk of telling
Right.
you more about these rats, they have a mission. So
Right, for sure. So then at the start of the rat's turns, they'll have to
Okay, excellent.
take damage rolls.
Perfect. I think that works just fine. And it's 2d4 every time?
Yeah.
Cool. Dope. Anything else for your turn?
Uh,
I will say you also have your broom. So if you would like to use, you can hop onto the broom and go vertically as well. We'll just have to like keep track of, where you are like compared to
Yeah.
the ceiling and
That's
things of that
fair.
nature. But
Yeah, I think she would maybe do that of like flip her broom up and so it hovers horizontally behind her. And I think she'd turn to Smidge and say, "Are you coming up or are you staying down?"
We'll stay on the ground.
Okay. And so she'll hop on her thing, leave
Okay.
Smidge down, and she'll
Um,
go not too high.
yeah.
Maybe like 10 or 15.
yeah, we'll say 15 feet. Your broom will give you like 30 feet of fly speed essentially. So you'll go up 15 feet. I'll just make sure to have that. Okay. Oh, that's not that. I'm still on the ruler tool. And then I can. Is there a little wing? I don't know. I'm just gonna mark you as blue, and that'll tell me that you're up in the air. Cool. So that's it for your turn.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we come to. That's right, rats. The first congregation. There's a word for them, right? For rats in general.
Mischief.
Is it really a mischief of rats?
That's what B said.
That's cute.
A mischief of
A
rats.
mischief
Best
of
with that.
rats. Okay, so then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and swarms of rats. Funnily enough, can also exist within the 5-foot square of an individual because they essentially just like crawl all over you. So that's a lot of fun. But we're
Well,
gonna...
Darjeeling's also in the air, right?
Oh, that's right. So then, yeah, they just kind of run past here. I think that's 30. This one's gonna have to do. Well, they can just be here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Like running around my ankles.
Yes,
Ugh.
they're scurrying past you. I realize that that's 30 for them specifically.
So would one
Do
of
you-
those rats have to roll for acid damage at the top of the turn?
Yes, one of them will have to. Yes. They take 4 points of acid damage at the turn. You hear kind of like this caustic sizzling and more like just tortured squeals from these rats as several of them are left behind in their decaying forms as these rats kind of like begin rushing forward. And then I think realistically this group of rats is probably going to try and like as they are crawling over Smidge attempt to kind of like take some bites at him. And if I am correct, which I most certainly am because I'm holding the monster manual, the swarms of rats have advantage on attack rolls if one of the rat's allies is within 5 feet and they are not incapacitated. So just one roll for attack with advantage from the rats.
Clarification question.
Yes.
The other swarm of rats would have to be within 5 feet of me, correct?
Of the creature. Yes, you're right. Never mind then. You're right. You called me out on it. Could I change that? I probably could, but I won't.
Yes. I mean, if you want to, that's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll just be a normal roll. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Oh,
No?
I have 15 AC.
wow.
That's good for you. Yeah, they crawl over it. You can feel their teeth gnawing at your leather armor. Or, I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
leather armor.
It's leather armor, yeah.
but for the most part, you're like flicking them off and
Doing
like
a
tossing
funny
them
little
around.
dance.
Yeah. And they will leave you alone for the time being. And then next up after that, Trick, you are on the second floor. What are you doing?
Okay, so how high is the second floor? Like, if I jump off the ledge, will I die?
So so the ledge is 20 feet.
Okay.
So the mezzanine is 20 feet high.
Um,
If you were to jump, I would ask for an athletics check. And if it could be athletics or acrobatics, depending which one is better. However, fall damage is, I believe, 1d10 per 10 feet. So, Eric,
so potentially 20 damage.
You're free to run however you want.
Yeah.
It's 1d6 typically, but if
Okay.
you want to do 1d10, we can do 1d10.
Yeah, I don't want to kill him straight out, so I'll make it 1d6 per 10 because I
Okay,
do
so-
not want to. Yeah.
So worst case scenario, 12. 12 damage.
Yes. So, what's your HP right now?
My total HP is 36.
Okay. You
Yeah.
could technically survive it.
I mean, I can survive it.
Yeah.
I totally could.
I mean, there's-
would that take up a bonus action or an action or?
I
that
would
just-
say so it would be part of your movement, right? So in the sense that you would use, I would probably say like at least 10 feet to get over the edge, and then at that point you wouldn't have to use an action. I would allow you to just roll the roll to see if you survive. If you roll a natural 1, I am doubling the damage.
Okay.
Because that's the worst fail you could get. Like that's like foot caught on the railing, face planting 20 feet down on the ground, kind of situation. So, but if that's what you want to try to do, you're welcome to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, go big or
Okay,
go
we
home.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got an artist
Swinger
on the
gets
group.
swung.
We got an artist in the group. They can redraw a new character.
We can do it again. We can figure it out. Okay. So Trick is going to try and jump off this little balcony here. And you said acrobatics?
Yes, you can do acrobatics. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Chris.
Is tomorrow.
Hey,
I gotta draw a new character by tomorrow.
Hey,
Well-
didn't we get inspiration last time?
Yes, we
No.
did get it.
We did.
Yes.
Also, I mean, Saul could roll 2 1s.
I
on
will
these
say
D6.
one. I think we had inspiration, but I'm pretty sure the chat also chose to change the
That's
next
right.
nat 1 into a nat 20.
That's right.
Hey,
So-
Chat, thank you very much.
So
Chad
Chris,
just stayed
I was
for
really
double.
because I have a +5 in acrobatics. I really didn't think this was a possibility.
Yeah, you literally saved his
5%
life.
chance.
Also, just a reminder, you guys, this is a charity stream. There's a Tiltify link below the stream, and when we hit certain goals, we change things around or we let
Yes.
you guys make changes. One of which was you got to vote on if the next D20 would become the next nat 20 would become a 1 or the next nat 1 would become a nat 20, and you guys voted 1 to 20. So we have spared Chris's life
We have
because of
spared
your
Chris's life.
generosity.
Yes.
So thank
yes,
you,
but
chat.
chat also voted to give us more rats to fight.
That's true.
So...
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the chat,
more
giveth, the chat giveth and the chat taketh away.
That's
so
true.
Correct.
but thank you. We also someone donated $25. Thank you so much for your donation. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you.
This is very kind of you. Your message says, crap, what was it? Episode 2, let's go. Dope. Perfect. So thank you, chat, for saving our dear friend Chris's character.
thank you.
Chris, with a now, like, the strings of fate have rewound and
Yes.
respooled. Tell me what your natural 20 landing looks like. I'm still gonna roll 2d6 for the damage,
Okay.
but it won't be doubled.
Okay, yeah, Trick is basically going to like hop up on the banister, and I think like the nat 1 he like kind of slips a little bit, and then it sort of becomes a 20, and he does a really sick like triple pirouette flip,
Hell yeah.
and lands in a cool superhero pose. But and
Yeah.
he hears his knees crack, but he's like, I hope no one heard that.
No, absolutely. Also, there's like chandeliers. It's like a very ornate area. Like you're sitting underneath a giant like lavender a glass atrium dome, so it's like
Mhm.
this is very like this is crazy. Looks, you see you see Trick do this, and this is like I'll say this is like gymnastics level stuff that you have only seen in the circus, and it's very impressive. Now, you land, Chris. You land. You've used up 10 feet of movement, so you still have 20 left if you'd like to do it.
I've taken 10 damage.
Yes, you've taken 10 damage from the
God.
fall. We'll say that's the crack in your knees.
I'm gonna have
Around his
arthritis.
knees.
Yeah.
Oh no.
10 points of damage straight to the knees is tough stuff.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's what happens when you turn 25. Actually, is you just start taking gradual points of
Correct.
damage to the knee every year.
That's true.
Absolutely.
You're
Okay.
so right. So you've got 20 feet of movement left.
Mhm.
Do you want to use it, or do you want to go straight to action, bonus action?
Here, let me figure this out. Okay, so I can get up to there. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I think that's all my movement. And then I am going to look at this rat here, and do so a few things here
Right.
as we do this. So first things first is no action. I activate my oh wait, no, never mind. I'm not gonna do that right now. Probably best to avoid doing so much. And I'm going to just do
Do you have
I
any
think what
ranged
I'm going to
weapons or-
do. Huh?
Do you have any ranged weapons?
I do. That's why I'm trying to decide what I'm. Okay, so I'm gonna activate one of my blood rights because
Okay.
might as well show them off. Basically, I'm going to take 1d4 necrotic damage to boost up my weapon. I am speed running. I am going to die. So let's
you are
do that.
you are speed running, making Morgan angry.
Oh my god! What the hell is happening to me?
That's crazy, actually.
I think
Chris,
I'm
again, 24 damage. Or no, not 24. How much damage did you take from the fall?
10, so 14.
You take 14 damage
is turn one.
only from yourself.
Only for myself. I am more a danger to myself than anyone else, and I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that's more true to the trick. Anyway,
That's crazy.
so I'm going to do that to activate one of my Crimson Rights,
Mhm.
my Rite of Dawn, which gives my my crossbow radiant damage.
Okay.
I believe it doesn't have to be melee. Yeah, any weapon I'm holding.
Yeah.
So, and if it's undead, it deals an extra +4 or plus 1d4.
Nice.
So yeah, so I'm going to then I'm gonna then try and shoot this guy.
Okay.
This
And
guy.
does it say the range of your crossbow?
Yes, it is. Why is it not showing up? Oh, that's why I didn't have it. Okay. It is 80 feet.
Okay, perfect. Again, same thing with the short bow. If you end up in melee range, it will be at disadvantage if you decide to use the
Yeah.
crossbow. So yeah, go ahead and roll for attack.
Okay. 20 dirty.
Wow, yes, that's definitely gonna get. That's definitely
Finally.
gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, 1d8. Oh wait, I forgot it does that.
Did you click on the light crossbow?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Oh, Masha.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It was a clickable item and I clicked it. I'm sorry.
That might be
Okay,
small.
so 5 piercing, and then
Yeah.
and then I do the extra d4 radiant.
Yes. So okay, perfect. You have that on there.
So that's one. Is this undead, and does this need an extra D4?
The rats are not undead.
Okay.
They're just rats.
Well, you swing and you swing or get swung, and I definitely got swung in this scenario.
Will you describe what your blood right looks like, what it does to the bolt in the crossbow? Like what tell me.
I think I think as Trick sort of stands up from his now very damaged knees, you see him sort of like wince in pain as a little jingle comes from under his cloak as he slowly strolls towards one of these swarms of rats and then whips out his crossbow that has sort of like a little like IV sort of connected to the hilt of it as
Nice.
it sort of coats this arrow in this glowing red energy and shoots it into this swarm of rats,
Definitely.
dealing this 6 damage.
No, absolutely. I think like the bolt buries itself into the mass, and then you watch this kind of like small like red flash as your radiant damage just kind of like explodes outwards, and it's like you can tell that like a several number of rats died. They're just like at the bottom of the pile, the ones that were like being like crawled over. So you watch like a couple rats like fall down, and you do hear the noise of coins clinking onto the floor as that small little radiant damage essentially just kind of like eviscerated the body of those rats. Is there anything else that you'd like to do on your turn?
I think I've done enough.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're gonna move on to one of the giant rats at the top. Mars, just so that you know, you are up next. Let me move the initiative tracker to Trick. So just be thinking about what you would like to do on your turn. As we get these rats, I think we'll start with this. This foremost one. And I will have it move 1, 2, 3, 15 feet.
No.
And attack Trick, since it's the closest individual who has done any kind of violent attack towards the rats.
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Yes.
Question. Hey, Trick, what's your overall HP looking like?
Right now I'm at 22.
Out of
36.
36. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and roll for the giant rat bite. That is a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
That does hit, sadly.
Okay. Excellent. You'll be fine. The giant rats don't necessarily bite for a lot per se. Let's see here.
Do that now.
That fell. Okay, perfect. So you're just gonna take 3 points of piercing damage. As this giant rat, which is essentially kind of like, honestly, to you, I would say it's the size of like a dog, pretty much in general. Kind of like runs up to you and just latches onto your shin with its teeth. It does pierce through armor a little bit in the point to where it's going to draw blood. I will say, everyone else to notice, this rat is the size of a dog. The other 2 rats that are still at the end of the hall, those are the size of humans. Like they're like they would reach about like 5 feet in height. Not like standing up, but like on the ground, their like backs reach up to on 4 feet they reach up.
Taller than me.
Yeah. So they're big. Like I would almost call them kind of like gigantic rats or something.
These are like Soulsborne size
correct.
big
Yeah.
rats. Yeah.
It was very funny because I originally saw the stats for giant rat and it just said small as like the size of it, and I was like, that's boring.
It's not giant.
I was like, that's dumb. So this one will be a giant rat, but those in the back are definitely something special. So we'll have that guy jump forward, bite Trick. And I think that's it for the turn. So Chris, you already took the 3 damage.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then we will pass along. Lux, you are currently on the corner of the mat. I placed that red kind of carpet there as like the mat that y'all would be using to do things. As you are kind of like, because you are around other people and things of that nature, what you will notice is Chet immediately goes, "Hey!" and then begins to kind of like, he laces his fingers together, and you watch as the 2 Eladrin like run forward and like jump onto his lace fingers, and he launches them into the air onto the mezzanine above, in order to kind of like protect them. Whereas the half elf covered in furs just kind of like begins to back up, since there is one of those giant rats like right next to you. So at the moment, it is you, the half elf in furs, and Chet around you as well. So if you would like to command them to do anything, you're welcome to. And they can try, but otherwise it is solely your turn.
I think Lux is going to look at their troop and try and figure out like how are they feeling? Do they want to kick ass, or are they more on the nervous end?
No, you definitely notice like those two Eladrin that I mentioned. Any form of like conflict, they're out. They Dunskies. They do not want to be there. Ergo, like, and this is something that y'all have noticed like in your travels in general. Hence why Chet was just like immediately ready to like launch them elsewhere. Chet is the farthest back out of the three of you. He's still there, but he's definitely kind of like slowly backing up within his 5 foot square. The half elf is like behind you, and you can hear kind of like this very kind of like primal animalistic like growl in their throat, as they're kind of like poising themselves slightly, moving behind you. So you know that if you want backup, you can have it. It just like it would be. So those two are definitely ready, like at your side to like help you out if needed. But that will also put them in the path of damage of these rats, in the sense that they may also get attacked.
Right. I think Lux is going to shout to them and just shout, "Keep yourself safe," and then run up towards this rat.
Okay.
And is going to use Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
And what happens is, well, let's roll first and then see what happens.
For sure. I believe with Thunder Wave, we roll. I roll.
Yes, I believe so.
Can you tell me what I roll?
Each creature in a 15-foot cube must make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, yes.
Dope. A Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
Okay, and then your spell save DC is...
My spell save DC is 14.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 14, and they have a +1, so it is a 15.
Okay. So, on a successful save, creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay, so it won't repel them backwards, but they'll still take some damage.
Yep. So I'm gonna figure out how to. There we go. No, I want to roll it. I want to.
2d8.
Give me a second.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
The dice are on the left-hand side all the way down. You can do it there and do like 2d8, or you can do /R and then 2d8 enter in order to have Roll20 roll for you.
Okay.
I think the /R is the easier one.
Yeah. Let's see here.
There we go.
Ooh, very nice. Damn, these rolls have been
Nice.
wild. That's crazy. Okay, so 9 points, or sorry, it'll be halved to 4.
Yeah.
4 points of thunder damage. What does this look like as you run up and cast Thunder Wave?
I think what happens is Lux shouts to their comrades and then runs up to this rat and takes their tambourine off their hip and just like hits it, and outward, like you can see like sound waves ricochet, and as you hear this, like everyone in the Orpheum hears this like deafening boom.
Dope. I love that.
As they, yeah.
I'll say eardrums definitely pop. And you do watch the explosive force like push the fur back on the giant rat. It like digs its claws and its teeth into the ground to keep itself from being blown back. but it remains in front of you. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, excellent. Unfortunately, we will come. I have two rat, or I have. The rats are going to be coming up soon, so I'm going to say the rat that you just attack is going to take its turn, since that's narratively very fun. So, this rat, I'm going to, like, rises up and begins to stare you down. It's like you're taller than half the party, essentially, right? So it's like you're on the taller end. So the rat is technically looking up to you, but like its body mass is just, it's crazy how big it is in general. And it's going to lunge at you and make a bite attack. Let's see here.
This rat is shredded, Mars. This rat is jacked. I need you to understand.
I rolled a 16, so with a +4, that's going to be a dirty 20. Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay.
This rat's been doing push-ups.
Yeah, he's working out. We need to get Smidge on this routine.
Oh, God.
And so you'll take 6 points of piercing damage. So go ahead and mark that off your HP. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Character sheet. Constitution.
Okay. As the rat lunges forward, its tiny hands kind of like grab onto your clothes and like skitter upwards, and you feel it kind of like tugging, and it just quickly bites into your collarbone, like its teeth sinking in, and like there's just something about like the smell of it, the texture of its like fur and teeth. You know that there's something nasty that it just like bit into you, and you're probably going to want to get that checked out if you survive this combat, because that shit is gross. You fail the Constitution save, and they take that chunk out of you, and you begin to bleed. And I will say, the rat will now move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And this man is moving.
They got 30 movement speed. Mars, do you have a melee weapon?
I do, yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an opportunity attack as they get past you. They leave your melee field, so go ahead and roll me an attack with whatever melee weapon you have. Is that a 14 to hit?
Yes.
Okay, that will hit.
So
you can go ahead and roll for damage.
All right.
3. Lovely. You swing out your rapier and just kind of like take a wild swing, essentially, as it kind of like skitters past you. Cool. You can begin to feel like the warmth of your blood like pooling in like your collarbone and like beginning to like soak into your clothes. As it like launches past you, you take a wild swing, which just like carves into its skin, but it's not enough to stop it or kill it. It just barrels past you, heading towards the doorway. With that, we move on to Masha's turn. Masha, Catalina has been behind her divination desk throughout this entire time. I will say, as these rats kind of appear, you do notice your fellow faculty members are using their specific abilities in order to protect the townsfolk within the Orpheum itself right now. So you watch, and this is a bit of a retcon because I said Githyanki in the beginning, in the first episode, but it is a Githzerai. You watch Wokon, the Githzerai, like immediately latch onto a couple individuals and levitate themselves and like 8 townspeople up onto the mezzanine, and then you watch Rhododendron, the Earth Genasi, take the sandbox where the children were playing and swirl the sand around in order to make kind of like a dome of hardened earth around them and like a good chunk, like 10 townsfolk in general. There are still a few that are kind of like scattering, like pushing away from the rats, leaving pretty much only the fighters on the field. But for the time being, your faculty members are preoccupied with protecting the townsfolk. What would you like to be doing?
We don't know anything about these rats other than they're big rats, right? Regular sized rats, but also some big rats.
Correct.
Where did those ominous figures go?
Ooh, that's a great question. I will say you did roll a natural 20 on that perception check last session. So you definitely saw them take these stairs, the stairs at the entrance of the Orpheum, the ones that go off to the sides. They took the right hand stairs up onto the second floor, the mezzanine, and kind of disappeared, or they went behind the stacks of books and have not been seen since.
Great. Awesome. Love that. Are big rats like a normal thing to come across in this world, or?
Mostly, yeah, I would say like in more condensed like cities, you would find them in the sewers or like within depending on like the denseness of the city, they may even be out on the streets like leading packs of rats, like swarms of rats and things of that nature. I would say out in the boonies where you're at, like, which is more kind of like the countryside, like in the deep woods, they might be scavenging and things of that nature, but they very rarely would approach a settlement for fear of like the villagers killing them and things of that nature, unless they were very sure of like an easy score food wise.
Man, I'm really wishing I had Misty Step as a spell that I knew, but I super don't, and I'm mad about that. I guess I could lie, but I'm too honest.
Appreciate that, friend.
I think that... How much movement do you have, girl?
Probably 30.
30. I'd like to move here.
I will also say you can also move underneath the mezzanine if you want to. It just like we'll have to mark you as like below the mezzanine, if that makes sense.
These are not. This is not a.
That's not a wall. It's the second floor mezzanine, and so the first floor extends outward just as far. So you can move back if you'd like to as well. Yeah.
Let me. Okay. The color on my face keeps changing because I'm looking up spells.
Yeah. I feel that.
Let's go here instead. And I'd like to cast. And you can tell me if you feel like this would be a waste.
Sure.
But I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Because I want to know if any of these rats, or at least the ones within 30 feet of me, are magical, especially the big ones.
Give me the. Can you? Actually, I can just pull it up myself. I want to see what is within 30 feet of you.
It is within 30 feet of me.
Cool.
It's not on my character sheet because I'm a little lazy baby and I forgot to put it in Roll20. But for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Gotcha.
If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature, blah, 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 blah. We could figure out if there's magic here, basically.
Yes. Sure. Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I think that, so primarily Catalina does magic kind of through her oracle card deck, and she's kind of always like touching them and like playing with them a little bit. And so I think that like she's kind of watched this chaos and these random people fight a bunch of rats of varying sizes, and she's gotten a little more nervous in her flicking of the cards, and she kind of like jogs over here and flicks the cards, and they kind of like one flips over another, and this like kind of blue flitty magic kind of encompasses her and then pulses around her, and that is how she views the world through trying to detect magic. And it's cute and lovely, like everything she does.
That's so cool. I love that. Would you say that your cards kind of like flip into different faces depending on the magic that you ping, or is this just something that you want Catalina to kind of see like within her own mind?
I think that there are absolutely cards in her deck that are specific to certain spells, but I don't think this is one of them. I think that this is kind of just within her own mind.
For sure. Absolutely. So this is what Catalina sees. This rat that just attacked Trick, this masked goblin, conjuration magic. The rats here by the chest, conjuration magic.
Okay.
These two larger rats, they are cursed with lycanthropy.
Okay, that was a bit in chat. Are you sure?
That was literally a bit in
Was
chat.
that a real thing, Chaz? Is this a real thing that D&D can have?
Ratcanthropy?
Ratcanthropy!
Yeah.
Terrible. Very cool. I will out loud with my 6 seconds of speech or whatever I guess that's not really how it works if you're casting spells, whatever. I think that I will, just say out loud, like, shit, I don't remember what Cat's voice is. I think it was, like, girly and cute.
Yeah.
Most of these rats, except for the two really, really big ones, are conjured, so they're not real, but also they're here and bad.
Yes.
Yes, Eric?
Yes. Eric?
You got something?
No, I'm not gonna say anything. It's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
No, please share.
No. I
with
just there was a Constitution save made earlier from a bite attack that was definitely failed.
Correct.
But was it one of the ratcanthropy ones?
I think so.
So to be clear,
Oh,
again,
no,
this one here
Mars.
and this one here are the ones that are cursed with lycanthropy.
No
Is this
fucking
the-
way.
Is this the one that bit Mars? That bit
That is the
bit
one.
Mars'
That is the one that Lux
Hey!
just
Yeah.
engaged in combat with.
Hey, bestie, I don't like it.
That
Oh.
leads
I'm
to
gonna like
a
you. That's
Anyway.
fucking awesome.
Ooh, fun. New character subplot.
Oops, all rats.
Oops, all rats.
Oops. Uh-oh.
I'm technically a byproduct of blank canthropy, so
Sure. That is true.
Used to say.
So Masha, detect magic probably took your action, correct?
Yes.
Was there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn with like a bonus action or?
yeah. Can I? That's not what I wanted. But I think this might be one of the very few spells that's actually in here. Nope. That is also an action.
Rip. That's okay.
Rip. I think I don't recall which of my spells are bonus actions or not because I again am a little slacker and I'm not used to being a full caster.
No, that's okay.
So I will pass.
I will also
turn.
say, just for the future, for all the spellcasters, I'm okay with you casting or using like a leveled spell for your action. Or like basically you can cast a leveled spell and a cantrip on your turn if you have the action and bonus action open for them. But it's like either or. Like you can't cast two leveled spells in one turn if one
Right,
is
it
an
could be a
action and bonus
cantrip.
action. Yes, it can be a cantrip. I'm okay with that. Just because I like casters doing things. I think it's fun.
Hey, thanks.
I think all 4 of my known cantrips are full action.
Okay. But just for future reference, Okay, so that is Masha's turn. We will now move on to the second rat that you all now are. Did Catalina say anything about were rats? Or did she just say about the conjured rats?
She said these
She
are
definitely said something about the other two
Okay.
being lycanthropy
different.
rats.
Yeah,
please.
she
Yes.
specified that they were not just conjured.
Cool. Let's see here. I think. Let's see. You yelled that out, right?
Out loud.
Out loud. Cool.
No, what
yes,
are you? Why are
I'm
you
gonna have this
measuring the
rat-
distance between that rat and me? What? Hey,
I
hey,
think
hey,
you.
hey!
As you
Get
yell.
out of here.
No.
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 Yeah, so that rat clocks you as you yell out to the group, and immediately kind of begins pouncing forward, gets between you and Trick, and is going to launch a bite attack at you. So
At me?
at you.
That's cool. That's cool. Hold on.
Does a
No,
She's-
incorrect.
okay. Okay.
Wrong. Does
she's
an
so-
8. He rolls an 8.
Oh wow! You're gonna use your portent. That's
I'm-
good.
Oh.
That's
I don't wanna
so
get
good.
bit.
That's so good.
I
'Cause-
am using a portent dice because I don't want
Hell
to get
yeah.
fucking bit now that I know that it might give me rat canthropy. I'll pass.
That's so good because I did
We
roll.
love
I did roll a
portent.
natural 19. So,
Jesus.
tell me what your portent looks like as you rewrite fate as this rat launches at you at what would have been like a really gnarly bite on your body.
I mean, I guess like a question for the table / Saul as the DM.
Mhm.
Do we want it to look like time magic where like it happens that the rat bites me and then it doesn't bite me, or is it just like the air gets funky and like it doesn't matter what would have happened because we don't know what would have happened? Because I guess the point of portent is like we don't know what the roll would have been.
Sure.
Yeah, I think since it's like it's not you adjusting a roll, it's you declaring what it is.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a less of a time rewritey thing and more of like a declaration.
And more of like a I decide what happens thing.
Yeah.
So I think the same blue wispy magic happens here. But I think that instead of like Catalina would have tried to like frantically get out of the way of this rat trying to bite her.
Yeah.
But instead she like the rat comes for her and she steps back with so much confidence that like she knew that she wasn't ever going to get hit, and she kind of like adjusts her skirt and goes, "Oh, I knew he wasn't gonna get me."
Cute.
Excellent. I love that. Okay, so then that's the rat's turn. They've used all their movement. They did their attack. Let's see. Yes, no. We'll just go ahead and have it that way. Or actually,
Uh-oh. What do you mean, actually?
What do you want? What are you doing?
you yelled it out to everyone. So I think
Yeah.
as it pounces forward and misses on its attack, this is just something that were rats can do. No, never mind. It does take an action. So never mind. The rat will kind of like bristle, and you can tell that like before it like moves again, like it will probably attack you again, because it's upset that you got a 1-up on it, and then finally we've kind of gotten through. I just noticed. Yes, okay, perfect. So we just got through Catalina's turn and the rat's turn. Dustin, Ori's up. What would you like to do?
Excellent.
You now know that the two bigger rats, one of which is directly in front of you, you're behind a round table, that's what's in front of you there. But
I was wondering what that was.
you know that rat is a were-rat. And that the other ones, whether it's a swarm or the dog-sized ones, have been conjured.
Okay. All right, and can I also see this rat bristling with?
Yeah, it's larger than Trick, so like you definitely see it. It's like where Catalina was in your line of sight, it is now the rat is in your line of sight, covering Catalina.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. And I guess this is going to give you an opportunity.
Okay.
Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to here, use my full movement.
Okay.
To get here.
Yes, that will trigger an attack of opportunity from one of the were-rats.
Okay.
It rolled a 2. You slipped past it, like you slid on your knees, like very cool, like style, and like jumped back up as you were running. What are you doing?
Bless him. He tried real hard. Then I'm going to activate a kobold thing that I made sure to put at the top of my list because I didn't want to forget it.
Okay.
I'm using Draconic Cry.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I let out a cry. All enemies within 10 feet of me, basically any attack any of my allies make against them is with advantage.
Okay.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So until the start of my next turn, so that's going to be all of the swarms. That's going to be this thing, I believe.
That thing
should come to him. So, okay. I did it in the wrong order, but it's fine.
Okay.
I was going to do my action first and then this because my action is actually going to be to try and move the one that isn't in 10 feet into my 10 feet of.
Oh yeah, you can
range.
definitely do that. That's totally cool with me.
Okay, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Because against this fella right here, I'm going to be using. Someone made the joke in chat, so I can now confidently say yes. My Blue Eyes White Dragon does in fact have the White Lightning attack. As I need you to make a Strength saving throw, please.
Okay. Dope.
As I use Lightning Lure, as lightning launches from the kobold's mouth and aims for that particular rat.
Could you point out the rat that you wanted to hit?
Oh yes, I apologize.
It's all good.
This one I believe is just within the
Yes.
15 feet.
Okay. So one of the were rats. Okay, cool. And then what's your spell save DC?
12.
It does not matter because they rolled a 2. So
Yes.
yes. So you definitely tell me, or so this white lightning shoots out of your maw and essentially wraps itself around this were rat. And how far do you pull it?
Yanks it 10 feet closer. I don't know how you rule diagonals.
That's all good. Right.
Like,
there.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So if he ends his turn next to me, he'll take that 4 lightning damage.
Okay, cool. If he ends your turn there or his turn?
If he ends, no, basically, if I can drag him within 5 feet of me like that, he will take that damage.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So basically, by the end of the attack yeah, right there. Take 1d8 lightning damage if it is within 5 feet of you, which it is.
Cool. So
And
yes.
then I would use Draconic Cry, so all of these are now affected by my.
Dope.
So now everybody has advantage against all of the rats except for those next to the door. Can't really do anything about that.
And the and the one in front of Trick too. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, both Trick and Catalina, you watch this like brilliant white lightning kind of like wrap around the rat and like launch it back away from the two of you, and you kind of clock one another as this giant mass of fur kind of like moves away. And I mean, Trick, you know that she's the wizard who just yelled out about the were rats and the conjured rats and things of that nature. But
Get over here. Sorry, I had to say it.
finish him. Cool, perfect. Anything else for your turn, Dustin?
No, that's movement, action, bonus action.
Excellent. At the top of the turn, before we head into Smidge, you all watch as Sir Victor and Sir Otto fly out from the mezzanines and begin to coalesce in the center of the atrium as this kind of like strange ghostly mass. And at the doorway of the Orpheum, you watch this strangely like pale ghost fire erupt and essentially incinerate the 2 swarms of rats that are right here at the doorway. And I'll say, because Smidge and Darjeeling are the closest, you watch as this pale fire erupts and essentially just incinerates these rats, and you watch piles of gold and silver and copper just kind of like clatter onto the ground. And again, the fire's directly on like the doorway, the entrance to this home, and they just clatter, and it seems like the metal is unaffected by this flame. But for the time being, there is a barrier now that is there, stopping the rats, or essentially almost killing them. So we'll say that happens at the top of the round, and then we will move on to Smidge. It is now back to you.
All right. I will stow
So
my.
much has happened.
Yeah, I will stow my short bow and whip out my little fishbone dagger. And I'm gonna shank the rats.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get 'em.
I think. Oh well, actually, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I had Hexblades cursed one of them.
Yes, you did.
Is that the one in front of me, or did that one die?
That one died. Are you able to flip it to something else, like Hunter's Mark?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I would regain health from it dying, but I'm at full health, so it doesn't matter. And I can only use it once. Okay. So, I'm going to bonus action, I think, cast Wrathful Smite.
Nice.
To put it on my little fishbone dagger. and I'm going to attack the swarm of rats in front of me.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
Okie dokie. 25.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
I
my
wish
God.
I wish that I had I wish this was
Yeah.
the one I cursed, because then that would have been a crit. But
Yeah, you definitely hit the swarm of rats with your knife. You definitely shank them.
okay. So that is 6 psychic damage and 7 piercing damage.
Wow.
Nice.
I don't know if
Damn.
Wrathful
That's a rogue and a
Smile.
half.
Smite does anything additional. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw. I don't know if I can frighten a swarm, since it's like a bunch of individual creatures.
That's
But the way Wrathful Smite usually makes them afraid of you.
yeah. They are immune to being frightened because they're a swarm
Okay.
of rats. Yeah.
And they just take the additional psychic damage.
Cool. So 13 damage total.
That's my
crazy.
bonus action and my action, and that is it.
Okay, so you're gonna stay there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then from there we will move. Let's see here. Also, real fast. Thank you to everyone who's donated so far. Rats with $20. The biggest rat who parentheses who makes all the rules. $24.69. Also with the comment, I'm the biggest rat who makes all the rules. DA, not all the rules.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
of the
obviously.
rules.
Yeah, thank you so much for your donations. We really appreciate it. That's so kind. We're so close to 800. That's crazy. Okay, so with that, Morgan, it is now your turn and Darjeeling's turn.
Yes. So Darjeeling is floating
Mm-hmm.
and heard this obviously shout of explanation of these weird rats. I think that she might turn her attention away from the remaining rats by a smidge, and I think she would cast magic missile, which I accidentally clicked, but I'll click it again. Magic missile, and I think I will cast it at 3rd level, or at 2nd level instead of 3rd level. Yeah. So I'll be doing 4 magic missile darts instead of 3.
Okay. And then
And
are you
sorry, go
able to
ahead.
send the individual darts to individual targets?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, I think I'll do. There's only 3 big rats? Question mark.
Yes. So the one right by Trick, or let me ping them on the map so you can see.
Mhm.
So this one right here is a were-rat.
Mhm.
That one right there is a were-rat. Oh no, sorry. This one's the size of this one's the one that's the size of a dog, and then
Okay.
this one's the were-rat. So these
Okay.
3 at this end of the hall are the 3 biggest rats. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. So then, I mean, I think I'll just do 2 at the one that's the size of the dog, and
Okay.
2 that's the one that's in front of Ori.
Dope.
So it's a dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target, and it's within 120 feet for
Yeah,
the
you
range.
definitely don't have to worry about the range.
Yeah.
Um,
So do you want me to do 2 rolls?
So it's
Like-
so the way that magic missile works is you roll once, and then that's the damage for each dart.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so since you accidentally clicked that, so I'm okay with you re-rolling the magic missile. If you'd
Okay,
like.
yeah.
Yeah,
my fault.
it's all good.
Okay.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking
I'll take
about.
that all
Hell
day.
yeah.
I'll take that all day.
So 2 of these, so 10 damage to the one that's the size of the dog.
Yes.
Okay, dope. And then where are the other 2 going?
The one that's in front of Ori. So it's 2 and 2.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
The were-rat.
Yes.
Excellent. So that's 10 damage to the were-rat, 10 damage to the giant rat. How would you like to kill the giant rat?
Yay! So I think that, she's floating and she watches Smidge stab the fuck out of this group of rats in beneath her, and she's like, okay, he's got it, like, whatever. I think she like feels a little pride at Smidge doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I think she turns her attention to the other two, and she kind of like closes her eyes and she says, Drella Rakata, and then throws her hand out like this, and then one little blast shoots from each of her fingers and goes to the target.
Dope.
And for the big rat, I guess it would just like hit between the eyes to kill.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It strikes, and Ori, you watch this. It's like shadow magic, right?
Yeah.
That you watch this black like channel of energy strike between the eyes, and immediately it's almost like the as soon as it like splashes across, like the rat's skull kind of like appears as like it eats away at the flesh, and then the skull begins to crack down onto the ground as it like essentially just like writhes or like cocoons the creature in this energy and just causes it to become nothing but bones. And it clatters like right in or actually no, sorry, I have it's the one in front of Trick. Trick is the one. My apologies.
The dog, not the giant one.
Yes, the dog is the dog is the one that's the one that is now dead. Boop, boop. Wow,
Cool.
let me do this. That's better. I was like, this little skull and crossbones doesn't do shit. Yeah,
Trick just
that
sees
one's-
this dog melt in front of him.
Yeah. This dog. This
Jesus
dog-sized rat.
Christ.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, perfect. Let's see here. So then, anything else for your turn, or would you just like to stay up in the air?
I think she'd just stay up in the air, and I think that this dog melts, and I think that Trick, like jumps or whatever, and is like, Jesus, what the fuck? And I think she like calls, "You're welcome," like across the room, and that's it.
Trick, would you like to respond?
Trick just sort of looks up and is just sort of slowly turns away.
Excellent. So now with that, we move on to the rat swarm. I'm going to do the second half of the rat swarm now. So these in the back here are going to move 1, 2, 4, 5, and I think it's going to end its turn in Smidge's body, on Smidge's body. 1,
Ayo.
2,
Get off of my
3,
boy!
4,
Hang
5,
on.
Wait.
There you go.
Okay, we'll
One.
finish, I guess.
2, 3, 4, 5. Darjeeling. 6.
And that one needs to roll for acid damage at the top of its turn.
Which one?
The last one that you moved, because it still has acid on it.
And I think the one I'm
you're-
fighting is the other one that had acid on it.
So both of those need to roll for acid because it stays on them
Maybe.
at the
I'm not
top
just-
of their turn.
I'm not just saying that because
No,
I want
I
it to
got you.
die, but
Well, yeah, I don't think we've killed any of those yet. So two
Yeah.
of those, it's the one that's attacking you,
Okay, so
and
yeah,
then the
so
one that's right underneath my token was the other one.
yes. So this one, so the one underneath your token will take 5 points of damage. I rolled the d4. I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Unless you want to re-roll and take less than
No.
5. Okay.
No,
Cool.
I'm so good with 5 actually.
Cool. I figured maybe you might be. So and then the other one takes 5 and okay. Excellent. And then none of the other ones had the acid on them,
Nope,
correct?
just 2 of them.
Cool. So you just watch more kind of like patches of like dissolved rats like left behind as they scurry forward. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and make 3 bite attacks at Smidge since there's 3 of them.
That's really
thought-
mean.
I thought Smidge had it. I should have defended my boy
gang.
instead.
And they now that they are all like now they have pack tactics, so they will have advantage on these attacks.
I should not have used my spell slot on that Wrathful Smite.
I also should have attacked the rats that were closer. It's okay.
So even with an advantage, one of the rats fails, rolling a 1 and a 3. The second rat's 8 plus 4, a 12 does not hit, correct? You have 15.
15 is my
Okay.
armor class.
So with advantage, that is a 15. So meets it, beats it. That will
Beats.
yeah. And then the third rat will roll That's a 17, so it definitely will, and then a 2. So two of the 3 hits will hit you. And then Smidge, you will take. What's your HP at right now?
34 of 34.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
at max health.
Excellent. So swarms
Thank
of rats,
God.
their bites are 2d6 damage. And since 2 of them hit you, that's
Oh
gonna
my
give you-
God.
So you take 11 points of piercing damage as they swarm around you and just begin to chew at your armor, at your fur. You look even more like scraggly with
I'm
these
half
patches.
hairless.
Yeah, with these patches
Yeah.
of fur missing as they scratch and bite all over you. And they will end the turn there. Let's see.
It's my
here.
son.
And then I believe now, Chris. It's now Trick's turn.
Back at it. Okay. We're locked in. This is where I turn things around. Trick is gonna quickly put his crossbow away and pull out this red like crystally rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to stab at this the most immediate threat
The
he
were-rat?
sees, which is this big old were-rat.
Dope.
And so I would maybe because okay, so I already used my crimson rat on my crossbow. I can use it again. I can use it any number of times on any weapons I hold.
Sure.
But do I want to take another
wanna take some more damage.
another D4 damage? That's the ultimate question.
Let me ask you a question. Would Trick hesitate?
No, he wouldn't. You're totally right. You win me over, sir. We're taking the D4. 1
Hey,
damage.
rewarded.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. Perfect. Cool. So now they are my rapier is now glowing red with a radiant right as I swing at this rat. Let's
You have
see.
advantage against it.
Yes, you do have advantage against it.
Didn't
Okay,
matter.
cool. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Well, you could roll a crit, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, definitely try again. Because if you roll,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I did worse.
Yeah,
Okay,
so take the higher
so
one.
20.
That will
Ready,
hit. Yeah.
9 piercing.
Nice. Anything else or with the crimson rank?
Oh, I need to do the extra D4 radiant damage.
Yeah.
2.
So 11 total.
11 total, unless this one's considered undead.
No, it's not considered undead. Unfortunately.
Okay, one of
Sorry.
these days it's gonna go crazy.
You watch as this ghostly mass is like swirling above you, and you're like, ah.
I'm like, ah.
Wrong
Wrong
enemy.
side, fuck.
That's so funny. Okay, excellent. Anything else for your turn, or are you gonna stay there?
I think I'm gonna stay here. I'm locked in.
Dope. So now we move on to this were-rat's turn. And I think it sees its fellow rat being ganged up by the two of you, and it's gonna run up behind Ori, and it's going to launch a bite attack at you, Ori. And it will have advantage since they are within, essentially flanking. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a 15 and a 3. So 15 plus 4. Does a 19 hit you?
Just hits.
Okay, dope. So then you will take. You'll take 5 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
So the teeth of this were-rat dig into like your shoulder blade as it like comes up behind you, and again, same thing that Lux felt. You like just the texture of the fur, its breath, it just like everything about it seems rancid, and you know that the bite
Okay.
that has now
Is this, and I know, like, I don't, is this a disease effect?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure.
No,
because-
I get what you're going with it, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. It's a
Yeah,
it is a
okay.
curse. Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
I figured, but just wanted to make sure.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. So then, yes, it chews into you. You take those 5 points of damage. I believe it moved like 10 feet to do that. Let's see here. It's very quickly, I think, assessing the room. It might just try and stay here for the moment. So for the time being, Ori, you have the 2 were-rats on either side of you.
As it should be.
So that'll be the turn. Mars, what is Lux doing?
Lux is going to run out. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, you
run
got it.
out over here, in front of this were-rat that attacked them, last turn. Can I move my token, please? There we go. Nope. There we go.
Okay.
And then is going to use their action to cast Thunderclap,
Okay.
which is, the cantrip version of Thunderwave, basically. So they're going to do basically the same thing they did last time. And then that is...
I have to roll?
You roll, yes. Each creature other than you within 5 feet must make a Constitution saving throw.
So this
Oh,
will
good.
also mean
Yeah.
Ori, just so that you are
Yeah.
aware, because Ori is within 5 feet of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case, because I will say you could probably adjust your movement to be on the other side of the giant rat, and it wouldn't hit Ori if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
I think.
Yeah, it'll just be an extra 5 feet of movement as you move diagonally. Or no, actually that works perfectly. That works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So then I roll a con save, you said?
Yes.
Excellent. That's going to be a 9 with the modifier. So it will fail.
Alright, it will fail, and then you will take 1d6 thunder damage.
All right,
So
go ahead and
you
roll
roll
for
them.
damage. Six. Nice.
6.
Full damage. Love
Very
that.
good.
Excellent. What does this look like as you clap your hands together to cause this thunder clap?
I think Lux takes their tambourine again, and instead of hitting it flat like they did with Thunderwave, with the flat hand, I think they hit it with the heel of their hand.
Dope.
So it makes kind of less of a loud noise, but you hear the jingling of the
Jingler.
sides of the trampoline.
They're like little
tambourine. I don't know
cymbals
what
or
they're called.
like high
Yeah.
tops. I got
Yeah. You hear that versus Thunder Wave, which was more you just heard the boom of thunder.
Cool. I love that. Yeah, I think the at a certain point the cymbals of the tambourine rattle and it causes this contained high frequency, and you watch the were-rat begin to squirm underneath the pulsing of your sound. Anything else that you'd like to do on your turn? Any bonus action, or you're out of movement, unfortunately, but is there anything else?
Yes, I would like to give Ori Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Which is a 1d6.
What does this College of Satire Bardic Inspiration look like?
I think Lux turns to Ori and says, they say, I think they just say, "You've got this," and then they flick their tail, which has a bunch of bells on it, and echoing out from the bells, you see these little waves of sound, and they kind of pulse into Ori, and Ori feels pretty pretty good, I guess.
Hell yeah, I love that. It like strikes like a major chord and just kind of like makes you feel nice and warm inside. We will. Okay, perfect. So that's it for Mars's turn. We are now at the second were rat's turn, and I think. Ooh. This is what's going to happen. You're going to, with its action, you watch the were rat, like the bones begin to crack inward and the skin begins to grow taut as it like begins to shift out of its giant rat form into the body of one of those shifty looking dudes that put the rats in the chest that Catalina saw.
Understandable.
And you're
Fuck
gonna
those guys.
They could
and
just be doing their job.
you're going to watch him kind of like panic between the two of you and begin running backwards towards the stairs. Oh,
I would like to hit him, please.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, may I
And-
hit him as well?
Yes, because he's also going to leave your... So both of you roll for opportunity attacks.
And we
Yeah,
get
take
advantage.
him down.
Kill this man.
Yes,
So
you
the
will
start
get
of my
it.
turn.
You will get advantage. He does have a different armor class as in his human form, so
Okay.
just bear that in mind.
Not one.
Chris.
And then
only go up from there.
18.
Okay.
Only go up
okay,
from
okay,
there.
Perfect.
Okay, and mine's just 14 is the...
So Ori, having taken this bite from the other were rat, you can feel with your divine paladin like nature, you can feel this like this dangerous force has entered your body, and the like spirit energy of the Raven Queen is like beginning to like flare up within you in the sense of like, hey, you have something in your body that you should not. It's like almost kind of like a magical immune system almost, and it is alerting you to its presence. And so this distracts you for a moment, and so your attack just goes whiffs by like a hair. However, Trick, you are able to hit this human man as he's like taking off after you. Tell me what this looks like.
Cool. So I do 8 piercing damage.
Nice.
Do I kill him or do I just hit him?
You just hit him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Trick just sort of like as he like runs past him, just sort of like does a few like quick stabs into his back to try and like pin him in place, but doesn't obviously.
Yeah, you're definitely able to kind of like get those jabs in, and you watch like the dirty clothes that he was wearing just beginning to pool with blood as those stabs like do definitely hit some vital organs. Both of these guys are looking really rough, I will say. With the remaining 20 feet, 10 feet of movement, he'll end his turn there. Masha, it is now your turn.
Can you reiterate for me what is happening with the 2 ghosts that have merged? ?
I love that you have brought that up. So,
Right.
as a long-standing member of the Orpheum, you know, and those of you who have lived in Orpheum Hollow before would also know, Orpheum Hollow kind of has its own like fail-safe. There's a reason why there's not that many town guards or things of that nature. You watch as through the doorway, the doors bust open, the ghostly fire flickers, and a spectral energy shoots through the doors and collides with Sir Victor and Sir Otto. And you watch as their form begins to shift out of this like hurling mass into the body of a like 10-foot tall like ghostly like sentinel wielding a shield and a sword. They have mutton chops that come down the sides. They're bald on the top, and they have this very stern expression. Anyone who has lived in Orpheum Hollow knows the visage from the town square, the statue of Saint Basil. Saint Basil has now reformed into the bounds of the Orpheum to save those in need. And so that's what you know, is that like as much as like in the 6 seconds, essentially like nearly 12 seconds that have passed in combat, this is how fast it takes for Saint Basil to like appear in a place to like help stop what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, horrifying actually. have I seen this happen before, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been as dramatic as this because oftentimes
Right.
it's maybe like Sir Victor like flying away from a conversation or Sir Otto like shooting off in a certain direction. But essentially, like all the ghosts within the Orpheum bloodline are tied to this like essentially to this like promise of safety within Orpheum Hollow. And so they congregate together Voltron style in order to form the Eidolon of Saint Basil.
I hate the idea that like I don't know, just like the ghost of my dad and my dad's dad fucking fusion dance together into the ghost of my great-great-great-great-grandfather is so bizarre from my
Yeah.
point of view of like the person who's related to them. I'm like, oh, that might be me one day.
I
Trick is looking up
sacrifice-
and just. Trick is just looking up and saying, "Fuck! I should have read the lore on this place."
Listen, it's an Xe summon. It's fine. It's allowed.
We're getting the lore now. That's what's important.
Yeah.
It's very Protoss. It's very StarCraft. They
The
love
lore.
that.
But yes, so that you see that happen in real time, but you know, like,
Yeah.
you essentially have to hold off until Saint Basil can like take their turn, essentially.
Fully form.
Yeah.
Yeah. From my past experience, can I like communicate with this mega entity in any way?
Saint Basil has been known to speak before. In times of crisis,
Okay.
he even like joins the town council and like speaks and kind of like says, you know, kind of like from his wisdom and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like you can speak at him; he will understand you. It's whether or not
Right.
he like has a conversation with you is more so the
I
question.
mean, I'm not looking to have a big chat.
Yeah, for sure.
And I assume that Saint Basil is aware, but I think that still, with it being Catalina's turn, she would say out loud, like, "Oh, Saint Basil, the two weird ones went upstairs into the stacks, and I feel like they're more concerning than the rats around us. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He acknowledges you as you call out to him, and you watch like his face some kind of like splits into Sir Victor for a moment, and then Sir Otto for a moment. So he's still coalescing, but like
No.
he has acknowledged your words. Yes. You still have your action and movement. Yeah.
Gross. Gag you with a spoon. Very cool. I think that I am going to move up here, and we've already seen this happen,
Mhm.
but I think that Catalina would use. Well,
The wizard stroke.
You and Eric doing it
The
at the
what?
exact same
Yeah,
time.
it's like you were doing this. You were
Ayo,
doing the
who's
chin
doing the
stroke.
wizard?
oh, are we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Damn. I didn't
Ayo,
realize.
who upstream they
Who
What?
wizard?
I'm
Who up doing
thinking-
a wizard stroke right now?
You guys are gonna give me
Who
a
up-
wizard stroke.
You're either juicing your
Wizard.
gob or your
Um,
wizard stroke.
yeah.
Anyway.
So this is a charity stream for children.
no.
Reminder. Oh, we've hit $801, by the way.
Yay.
speaking
Oh,
of-
yeah, with
Yeah,
the wizard
Susie
stroke.
Backsies.
Wow.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you so much to the Rat King.
Yes.
Yep. This reminds me of how like I don't see people's tells until we play like Magic or something, and then I see them do like little fidgets I didn't know that existed within their person, and it makes me laugh. And apparently I stroke an invisible beard. Apparently that is innate to humankind, whether
It's-
facial hair is grown or not. I would like to cast,
Mhm.
please, a spell.
Okay.
I would like to cast Chill Touch
Okay.
on this guy that's trying to run up the stairs, please.
Excellent.
And in order to do that, I make a ranged spell attack against the here. I can click it.
Yay.
I make a ranged spell attack against the creature. On a hit, it takes damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Excellent.
And the hand clings. And I assume these targets aren't undead.
Correct.
For some reason, I can't roll the dice from here.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe because I've selected that it is a spell save and not an attack. Man, roll
Whoops.
20 is hard.
That is strange.
Just do the R/R1d8.
Yeah.
Oh well, it has a, it's a spell attack
roll
first, so you have to roll
D20.
2. Yeah.
Sure.
It would be
If
plus
it's a
your
spell attack, I add what? My spell attack bonus? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be your
Is it
your
okay?
int and your proficiency bonus.
So probably like
Yeah,
a
because
plus
it's an
5
attack
or
roll
plus
again,
6.
and it's not been my turn yet. You do still get to. You
Yeah,
gain-
it
you have
still,
advantage on
it
that.
still has advantage. Yeah.
I don't know how to roll with advantage while typing.
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's
Just roll, and then if you can roll again if you want.
Yeah. If you want to try and
I
hit a
will,
natural
because
20.
if I can roll crit, that would be rad. Nope. So it's I don't have my mic. I'm using this mic. Does
okay.
a 19
It
hit?
certainly does.
Excellent. That's not what I meant to do. I would like to please. Thank you. I will be rolling 1d8 necrotic damage.
Absolutely.
So 3. I
No,
will do 3 damage.
That's all
Might be
good.
3.
3 necrotic damage. It can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn, and
Yeah.
the hand clings to them. So now this big fucking 5 foot tall, sorry for the F-bomb, now this big 5 foot tall rat has a big ghostly hand with that same blue magic, thank you. It is skeletal, but I'd like to think that it's still kind of dainty. Maybe it has some skeleton rings and cute stuff.
I love that.
Tee-hee.
You said this one here?
Yes, the one
Okay.
that is kind of the closest to
Yeah.
the stacks and all
That
of
currently
the magical content
that
of
where rat is in its human form.
That's
Just so
a-
you know. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he shifted into dude form.
in my defense,
No,
the
you're fine.
token is still a rat.
Yes,
Well,
correct.
sorry, my dude.
Would you
get-
like to
I
be
mean,
choking him or like
He's still a little bit of a rat.
where does the
so-
hand grab where does
Heyo.
the hand grab, Asha?
Hey,
Choking they their rat wolf.
Oh,
Their
wizard
grab-
strokes, wizard strokes and rat chokes, baby. That's what D&D's all
I'm
about.
choking their
You got,
gob.
hey, that's the name of the episode right there.
Yeah, wizard strokes and rat chokes.
Crazy.
I think that'll really hit the algorithm.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That'll be our big break. For
Who
sure.
up, who up choking their rats and stroking their wizards, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, since you asked, Saul, yes, the hand is on the throat.
Okay, cool. Excellent. You watch as like your spectral blue like ringed skeletal hand like clamps onto his
cute.
throat, and you can see it's like legitimately like it's not technically I think chill touch is necromantic or necromantic. You watch as like the clutches is like degrading the flesh. Like it's like the flesh in the shape of the clutching hand is like beginning to like it's entering into necrosis, I suppose. I don't know what the verbiage is for,
Necrotizing?
I guess
It's, I think entering necrosis is.
entering
correct.
necrosis. Perfect. So, anything else for your turn?
No, I moved, I spoke, and I smacked a guy a
You
little
kicked
bit.
ass.
I think that's pretty good. Stop, Pete!
She stroke on my wizard until my rat chokes.
Oh,
We
no.
had to immortalize it in the VOD.
Insane
no.
thing possible. Yeah, I know. We don't have chat up on the.
I
on
will
we
the
don't.
always
screen,
read
Yeah.
good
Okay.
chat messages for
I love that we're,
posterity.
like,
Yeah.
trying not to swear and like censoring stuff in the
Fair.
VOD, but then we're saying stuff like she
She
stroke on
stroke.
my wizard.
Until
Until my rat chokes.
How are you gonna censor that one? So
I mean,
how are you
there's
gonna
nothing
do
to
it?
censor.
This entire segment's just gonna be bleeped out in a very long movie until right now. Clap, perfect. No, I'm just joking.
But yes, I passed turn.
Okay,
I'm happy
excellent.
with what I have done.
So with the end of Masha's turn, there is one were rat left, and it is now stuck between. I think it's going to notice its fellow rat, like running, and I think without changing into human form, it is going to attempt to follow. So both Mars and Ori, you're going to get opportunity attacks with advantage as it begins to take off 5, 10, 15. So I'll stop it there. Go ahead and roll your opportunity attacks. Wow. And it does have advantage, so you can roll again. we know which one you're gonna take, Dustin.
Yeah, okay. You sure?
Yes.
I maybe I should ask my party members and see which one.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Both of your attacks are going to hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
Hey, Saul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smite this thing.
Oh. At what level spell slot are you gonna
Yeah.
are you gonna dump
Yes.
into this?
I only have first level spell.
Okay, gotcha. So it's 1d8, I
Divine
think.
Smite.
Two, right?
It's
It starts at 2d8, and it goes up by 1d8 every.
yes, you're correct. Yeah. And then there's like, if it's like undead, it's like another 1d8 or something.
Yeah, if it's
Something.
undead and it's an additional D8.
Yeah,
Right.
here you go. There you go.
Perfect.
It's copied
I
and
love-
pasted.
Absolutely. Perfect. So then 2d8 for a first level spell slot.
This thing's probably already dead, but you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
make sure that.
No,
Go for it.
absolutely.
So here's just my attack, and then here comes the
Hell
5
yes.
additional radius.
dude.
13 damage from there. Mars, you did 6 piercing with your rapier.
Yep.
Perfect. So I think what ends up happening, is, Lux watches as the giant rat turns around to run in the same direction as its partner, and you take your rapier and you stab it into like the hind leg to keep it from moving. Just as Ori's scythe comes down in like a downward slash, like radiant energy beginning to stream off of the blade as it like strikes into the body, and you watch as the giant rat, this were rat, essentially just like explode into a burning like little sunfire of divine energy. Or Lux, you have to kind of like squint at, and it kind of like it's divine, so it kind of like, you know, it gives you like a little bit of like a sunburn almost, as it kind of like flashes like right next to you, but it does not cause you any damage. And you watch as like nothing is left of this giant rat as it just kind of like it explodes in this ball of light. And then literally that was its turn. Dustin, it is now your turn again. There is one last guy left if you want to try and catch up to him, but what do you want to do on your turn?
I could, but I can also go down and help the cat that's currently covered in rats.
Yeah.
I'm just like cat shrieking.
Yeah,
Like,
because this dude, like, he's a problem, right?
Yeah.
But like, these two have already shown that they're definitely capable of hurting him, and this one just helped me kill one.
Yeah.
So at the moment, he's just, and then he looks down here, and this cat's like just like screaming, trying to rip rats off of his body. Can I, if I attack a swarm that's swarming on a friend, I don't hit my friend, right?
I think
think
do.
it will, if you roll a natural one, I will say it will. But otherwise, I will count it as like proficient enough. Like essentially right now, because it is occupying the space, I will have like an adjusted armor class for that specific swarm of rats. But it depends on like, so the normal AC for a swarm of rats is 12, right? I will say
Write it down.
I will say right now, because they are swarming Smidge specifically, their armor class will be 15.
Okay.
Because you will have to essentially like work around Smidge in order to like cut them off. I think that you're proficient enough with your scythe, but just in case you roll a natural one, there is the possibility of hurting Smidge.
Now here's my final question.
Yeah.
Can I walk over these things?
The box.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So it's the like the shattered remains of the chest, and then there was like a small kind of like wooden plinth that I was like sitting on for people to do it. I'll say you can definitely vault over it. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure, because I have to use all of my movement to get there. So,
Yeah, for sure.
that's what we're gonna do. Here we come. How's it going?
Hey.
How you doing? Don't worry. Don't worry. The lizard is here.
I love the idea of Ori saying that. I love the idea of Ori son. How you doing? How's it going? The lizard is here.
The lizard is here.
Don't worry about it, folks. The lizard is here.
The
The
lizard
lizard
showed
is
up.
here. No lizard strokes, though. Okay, none of that. We're not gonna go there.
The lizard is here with the power of the Lord or the lady.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The lady.
The lady
queen.
and the lord.
My queen is here. All right.
Joey Wheeler voice.
Joey Wheeler voice.
No.
Baby dragon. That's me. I am the baby dragon. Okay.
Wow.
Oh man.
All right.
Comes full
Anyway.
circle.
That grown man's calling himself a baby. Fuck.
Okay. All right. We're gonna give it a shot.
So you have to beat a 15.
Yeah, I'm debating if so I can technically use a Draconic Cry again. I can use it as many times. Proficiency bonus, which is 2 right now.
I will. Oh yes, sure.
Because these weren't affected by. Oh yes, they were. Yes, they were. But
They
my
were, but
turn
it's been your
started.
turn. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I could technically do that again, and set these guys up just in case we do that, and then because I mean, metagaming. I feel like we're gonna get a rest after this.
One would hope.
We
Given the trick has shattered
haven't
his
even
kneecap.
found the
What?
boss rat yet.
Given that I am in fact going to become a were-rat. All right, I won't. I'll hold on to it just in case. I'll
That's
hold on to
fine.
it just in case.
You're good.
I will, just to be on the safe side, and I'm just gonna try and hit this thing. I do still have the inspiration and the bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and you can choose that after you roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or well,
Okay.
the bardic inspiration, I believe so. Yes. And then the inspiration. Honestly, yes. Both of them are after the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah, but before you tell me, so shh, don't
Correct.
say anything until I.
I mean, I already told you what the armor class is, but it's
You,
fine.
you did. You did.
That's fine. It's a rat. It's a swarm of rats.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Please help my
'Cause that was a
son.
natural one.
Wow.
Oh
So
my
so
god.
that's going to be my
Remarkable.
inspiration's now
I'm
gone.
glad I'm not the
How
only
many?
one at least.
How many
Okay.
is that this stream? How many natural ones have
I
happened?
think it's been like
I-
4 or something.
I want
like
to say
that.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I told you guys
2,
what happened to me
3,
recently in a different campaign?
Was it natural
No.
one related?
Yeah,
What happened?
I rolled 4 natural ones in a row.
Jeez.
God.
With the
You
same
gotta throw
dice?
those dice
Three
away.
Three of them were on the same turn.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 natural ones have happened.
That's
today.
crazy.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, please re-roll. You're using your
Okay.
inspiration?
I'm using my inspiration
Cool.
to re-roll this so I don't stab the cat beneath the rat.
Yeah.
Please don't stab my son.
Here it comes. Hopefully I don't roll a 1 again.
Okay, that's what I'm
We're
talking
okay.
about.
Oh my god. I was.
I love
scared.
that Saul was like, "Yeah, you won't hit him unless you like roll a 1 or something," and then you literally did, and then you
Also-
literally did.
It has
It's the
happened
2
twice.
times. Yeah.
It's
the 2
happened
times
The
that
2
Spawn's
times
given
even,
in.
it's only bad if you roll a 1.
And then
Yeah.
you roll
a
a
1.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, you are reaping some rats right now, my guy. What is
Sure am.
So go ahead and roll for damage.
Damage incoming. Not terrible. Not terrible.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I think with a 9, you're able to clear pretty much all the rats that are encompassing, like, smidge in and of themselves. So I'll go ahead and move these rats to the side and mark them as dead.
Nice.
Smidge, you are screaming and howling and clawing as you watch this just kind of like pale thin blade just kind of like shing 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 like all around you, like deftly just like cutting down these rats off of your arms, your shoulders. The remainder of them are still kind of like rushing down to go back with the mass, but like you are cleared of rats for the moment.
Are you harmed?
I think I'm just like, I'm struck. I'm I don't know. I think I say nothing. I'm just kind of amazed.
Excellent.
Okay.
Mallory, for the rest of the campaign, just thinks you're a normal cat.
Yeah, that should legitimately. Ori's gonna be like, can't believe I'm talking to a cat.
Or he's gonna have a Darjeeling moment where
Excellent.
it's gonna take Smidge directly speaking to him for him to be like, "What the fuck?"
Okay.
So with that, we come back to the top of the round. We watch as like with this kind of like very light lavender tone, the form of Saint Basil coalesces once more, and you watch his eyes flare white, and he stretches his hands out, and he, in that ghostly fire, completely incinerates the rest of the swarms of rats at the beginning
Nice.
of the
Well.
hall. So these guys are now dead. And like some of them, as this happens like pretty much immediately as they're like scurrying away from Smidge. So Smidge, you do catch like some of the ghostly fire. though it does like nothing to you. Like it just passes over your feet as it like incinerates the rats, and you hear the clattering of coins as they all around you. And with that, you see Saint Basil turn his hand and his glowing eyes towards the were-rat in human form rushing towards the stairs. And you see the were-rat take out a hand crossbow and immediately begin to point it underneath his chin. When you watch this kind of like there's this red flash and the hand crossbow shatters, and where the spectral hand of Catalina's like skeletal hand is at his throat, you watch it replaced with a beautifully manicured, pale, ringed hand. As it clutches, he gasps for air, and and he begins to be raised up into the sky. And you watch this beautiful vampire-esque lift him up into the air, and she says, "Thank you for the help, great-great-great-grandfather." And you see, like, in this kind of like very like ghostly echo, you hear Saint Basil say, "He must be questioned." And she kind of like, she giggles a little bit and kind of looks up at him, and you see that she's wearing kind of like very round dark shades, and she kind of tips them down to look at him, and she says, "Do you know what my favorite thing about being a necromancer is? I can do away with things like mercy." And then she just snaps the were-rat's neck as you watch it like turn, like his head turn into an unnatural angle, and she just kind of like holding him like a rag doll in her hand, she like almost as if like she's holding like a wine glass, she kind of like looks around and begins to gaze at this mess that has happened in her Orpheum, and you know that this is Lady Ophelia Orpheum. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and take our 15-minute break. As combat is now ended. So thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Also, thank you for anyone who has donated in the time. Let me check real fast. Yes, the Rat King. Thank you for your $31.31. We really appreciate it. We are now at $801, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. Over the break, we'll kind of like converse about what we might do for the polls, and then when we come back, we'll do those. But thank you so much for your support. Please feel free to go get yourselves some snacks, get some water, stretch your legs, and we will see you in 15 minutes. So anyway, we're live now, and people can hear us. So hello everyone, we are back.
Hello.
I hope y'all had a restful 15 minutes. Very quickly, as we could just kind of transition into the last half of this session, we're just going to quickly do our snack check bit. It's not a bit, it's just kind of like, we just talk about what we're snacking on. I ate mine very quickly, so I'll just quickly say it was an Italian chocolate that my in-laws brought back from their recent Europe trip, that was tiramisu flavored, and so it was very, very good. Melted in my mouth. Excellent. Here's the wrapper. It's very nice and turquoisey. But that's what I had for my snack. I will go ahead and Chris, you are wearing sunglasses now, so I'm gonna pick on you.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He's always been
cool,
wearing
Chris
sunglasses.
now.
Cool. Chris.
I'm so cool. I didn't have a snack. I'm just cool like that.
Whoa.
Wow. So cool.
Wow.
I went to the bathroom anyway.
Eric, please.
Just now?
Yeah, this is
Let's not walk this day.
A bowl of delicious chicken pot pie
Ooh.
Very nice.
that my mom made for me.
And that's
Wow.
good ass chicken pot pie too.
It is good ass chicken pot pie. She knows how to do it.
Hell yeah.
She does.
Morgan, you're the next in that column.
Okay. I have Taiwanese rice noodles with chili oil and Taiwanese popcorn chicken
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
from my
That's
favorite
cool.
spot.
That sounds awesome.
Is it that spot I've been to?
It
with
is
you?
that spot that you've been to with
Excellent.
me.
No way, is it the spot I've been to? Oh.
No, because you've never seen me. Saul, you've also been there.
Oh, really? Hell yeah. dope.
Mhm.
I know this spot. Dustin, what are you snacking on? Are you snacking on anything?
I am. I have I'm snacking on macaroni and cheese with buffalo chicken bites torn up and dropped.
So the Taiwanese and the American versions of the same dish is
Yeah.
what Dustin and I are having for dinner.
Cool.
Noodles and chicken bites.
That's right.
And then Mars, what are you eating?
I'm eating tteokbokki and
Oh,
apple
yeah.
slices.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Happy slices.
I did not adequately heat up my dinner, but
Oh.
it's fine.
Dope. Sounds good. Masha, please.
Yes. I am having. I actually don't know if this is visible in my
It
little
is.
box.
Yes, it is.
I am having popcorn. It is the piquant popcorn from TJ's, which means it has like garlic and nutritional yeast and stuff on it, so it's tasty.
Very cool.
Did you drop one on the floor earlier?
How did you even catch that?
Because I always look at you on the camera. That's
I
Oh.
did drop one on the floor.
the only
Oh
place I'm
my.
looking at any time when the cameras are on.
Slow down.
Floor popcorn.
Listen.
Come fight me, Eric.
I left Masha for last because she's our resident gourmand. But very nice. Yeah, we are again slowly kind of jumping back into it. We just did an hour and 40 minutes of combat, which was a lot in general. But I'm very proud of how everyone performed. No one died. Chris didn't die, which is important.
Yeah.
Very
We still got
important.
some time.
But I got
I'm
some
worried
good
about
licks in, and two of our characters are have contracted lycanthropy, so that's fun.
Rock on.
Yeah, but
It would be funny if in the middle of the fight, someone who is infected by rat lycanthropy just started siding with the rats, being like, you know what, I think these guys had some ideas.
yeah,
I
wanna
can
eat
only
those
see
coins.
it. I can only
Or-
see it causing issues with the literal cat in our party.
for sure.
True.
Trying to think, I can't. We didn't even get to talk about the polls. Does anyone have an idea off the bat of what we could do?
Pokemon Go to the polls.
No,
Oh my God,
stop,
I'm
stop.
I'm leaving.
What
Hey,
the poll
guys.
could be to affect anything coming up.
Which NPC do I romance? Do I go for Ori's dad or do I go for Vampire MILF? Decide in the chat.
Everyone send Eric $2.
Actually, we used up the what's it called, the natural 20 or the natural 1 to a natural 20. So let's put that back up.
Let's do
And
that.
in order to
Okay.
have chat kind of I will do yeah, let's do that. We're probably missing a couple of polls as well, but we'll catch up to them eventually. So nat 1 to nat 20 and nat 20 to nat 1. So that poll is going to come up for everyone in chat tomorrow. Chris, you have access to the stream manager, right? On
Yeah.
Twitch. Cool. I think tomorrow I'm going to put you in charge of the polls.
Okay.
So I'll run it for like about 3 minutes, but that poll should be going up soon. Players do not vote, only chat on whether or not the players get a natural 1 into a natural 20 or a natural 20 into a natural 1. We just got our first taste of combat, so now you can see like where these things are going to necessarily kind of like take place in, the impact that they can have on individuals.
Y'all literally saved Chris's life in
It
this
literally
combat.
saved Chris's life, truly.
I think I would have been okay.
How much damage
The
did
first-
you take yourself?
Like, what do you mean? Like, by me?
Like
me or-
by your rights specifically.
Oh, by my rights? Just
Yeah.
my rights? I believe it was.
Like 5 or 6 or something like that.
I feel like it was 5.
5. So if you had if that fall damage had been doubled because it was 11, it would have been 22 plus the 5. You would have lost 27 points of health, and you would be
Yeah, so I would have
at
had 9 health. I would have been okay.
No, friend.
Oh, come on.
No,
No one
friend.
believes in me.
Solid saying he would have taken the opportunity to put you down if you had taken that much damage.
Right now the poll is tied, guys.
Soul is
Please-
after my
please vote in the
throat,
poll.
guys. Save me.
I'm honor bound not to vote in this poll. as
No,
it
we can't.
affects me.
We cannot vote in the poll. So, everyone watching, please vote. Decide if we will have a bad roll go to a good roll, which is 1 to 20, or a good roll go to a bad roll, 20 to 1.
If it still
You
ends
will
up
go
tying,
to the
roll.
poll.
Currently 50-50.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We need more votes.
You've
Need more
activated
votes.
my trap card.
Be the change
Now
you
you
want to
have to-
see.
I mean,
chat.
I'll vote.
Vote. You can't vote.
We can't vote. Tell Riley to vote.
Sell
Riley
our
might
votes.
be. Riley's probably laying down playing chess.
Wow.
I say with love in my heart.
Real.
Yeah, listen,
Pretty cool.
and you are sitting up playing D&D. It's not like you have much room.
I think about that all the time.
Oh, it just shifted.
Now
You
one,
sure did.
now one, and now 20. All I could
Oh,
think
shit.
about is
Finals.
how if someone were to pick, if 20 to 1 were to win, and I try to seduce either Ori's dad or Vampire MILF, and I were to get a 20, it would actually devastate me to a degree that I cannot even talk about. If I were to have a 20 turn into a 1
Yeah.
on a seduction roll, I
Just
would.
permanently locked out of the
I'd be so upset. I'd be
the
so
romance
upset.
quest line.
With Ori's dad, with Ori's Minotaur dad. Yeah, I thought it would really upset me. I'd think about it all the time. I'd be like, "That's the one that got away."
All right, we're almost done. Any last minute votes to even it up or to push it to
And
one
that's when at
side?
the end of the campaign, I whispered to you, I voted in that poll.
Oh my god!
No, we're alive. Perfect. So it'll be a natural 1 to a natural 20.
Thanks, guys.
Players, please help me remember that.
We will not let you forget it. Even.
Okay.
The next
Thank
time
you.
Chris almost dies, we'll remind you.
No,
Excellent.
hold on.
right.
Let's not make it a habit.
Excellent.
You don't make it
Hey,
happen.
I want
That's
to
up
say
to you
let's
to
not make
decide,
it.
boss.
Yeah, I want to say let's not make it a habit, but we had a habit of ones that entire line of combat.
I mean, that was just my fault. I only rolled like 2 of them.
What's wild is you had a crossbow. You could have sniped from up there.
That's true.
Yeah, I could have, but I was like, swinger gets swung.
He wanted to do the scene from Batman Begins where he crashes down on top of the limo, you know, and he's like,
Is that like a top 10 animated intro of all time? You think?
Not
Oh.
animated.
Not animated. I'm thinking of a different thing.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
thinking of
I'm
Batman.
sorry.
animated.
I was like,
Batman
are you talking
Beyond.
about?
Batman
Okay.
Beyond is what I'm thinking of because he does
Listen,
something very similar.
listen.
Oh sure.
DC, give us more Batman Beyond, please.
Yeah. No.
Please give us
it'd be
Terry
so
again.
sick.
He's not been around in too long. We need more of him because that
Damn,
is
McGinnis,
such
I
a
love
good.
you.
To the DC executives watching this stream.
Yes.
I know,
Yes.
David Zaslav. I know you're a personal fan of mine.
Not of the show, just of Chris.
Just of me,
Yeah.
thank you.
Just a cool.
Please
Chris.
give me
He's
a
actually-
job. Please give me
he's
a
actually
job.
getting
Please
ready
give
to
me a
leave.
job.
Because you took
Yeah.
the sunglasses off, he's getting ready to leave, so we had to like get that in
Oh.
quick, you know. 'Cause he's
Oh, I
only
mean,
a fan of Cool Chris.
Ah, damn it! Hold on. Hello, I'm Cool Chris.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
they're
back, he's
clip-on
back.
glasses. I thought you were. I thought you had sunglasses over your normal glasses.
No, that'd be fun.
Cool.
I need to get some clip-on sunglasses for mine. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're
Real.
fine. We're gonna go ahead and jump back in. So, combat has just ended, and you have
You guys-
all watched the beautiful, capable headmistress, Lady of the Orpheum, council member appear upon the steps and snap the neck of this wayward were-rat in human form, as they have trespassed on her property. And she is currently surveilling the room, and we're going to switch over to the map so that chat can see this beautiful artwork done by Morgan. In the initial, I just in the overlay, let me move over here, and let's see here. Oh no, I've made her too big. I'm just gonna move her down like a little bit like that so that they can see the little top.
No such thing.
Zooey
Make her
mama.
bigger even.
They
What if we zoomed in a little bit?
Can you just zoom in on this on the center of the frame for a minute?
everyone? Yeah, and we're gonna
Sorry.
keep Twitch terms of service, YouTube terms of service.
Yeah.
What if
I
the
like
meme
a-
that's like I put on
didn't a
glasses
VTuber
so
just get
nobody knows
banned
what
for
I'm
that
looking
same
at.
thing?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can find
The
this.
VTuber It is.
Yeah, if anybody had,
This is Morgan's new VTuber avatar. Actually.
yeah, get closer, Masha. Get closer to the screen so that we can,
Wait.
so we can screenshot this later.
Hang on.
Wonder what she's looking at.
I move now.
Yes, you can move now.
Crazy.
Who made this art?
Morgan, our amazing player who plays Lady Darjeeling. This was incredible. Lady Ophelia was the first art that I commissioned Morgan with, and I'd said, hot vampire MILF headmistress, essentially. And then Morgan made a very, very MILFy piece of art, and I was like, you gotta dial it back.
What can I say? I'm a woman of the people, but I understand it's for charity, so we toned it down. But
You guys get us to $1,100. We'll post it.
oh yeah, you
We'll
got
share it in the chat.
Yeah.
real.
We'll drop it in
We'll
the
post-
Discord
We'll drop the MILF cut of the headmistress.
of Lady Ophelia in the.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's still a lot going on in general. Smidge and Darjeeling, there are piles of coins around you. Just in case, like I'm gonna run through everybody, and then we can kind of, whoever wants to jump in with what they want to do in that moment, or if they have any questions, are welcome to. Smidge and Darjeeling, there are piles of money all around you as these rats have been incinerated, and the coins that they supposedly swallowed are now on the floor. We continue. Ori, you are also right next to them as well. You see this as well.
I was about to say, so is a paladin.
Yeah.
I think everything sort of, as the energy level drops, all the threats are taken care of. I think I'm like looking at Ori, and I just say, "You are a Brighton. You're very strong. Would you care to serve my dark mistress?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You would be a great asset in our times to come here in this shitty little town."
I think also as that's happening, because she's still like in the sky, I think it all happened very quick. But like, I think that she drops down from her broom to the ground immediately, and like, Eric, how big is Smidge for scale?
He's got to be like maybe 3 feet tall.
Okay. I think that she like drops down really quickly and like kind of snatches him up essentially and like takes him into her arms and is like looking all over him. She's like looking for scratches and looking for injuries and looking for fucking fleas and stuff on this little cat.
Do you like grab me by like the back of the neck type
Yeah.
thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I go limp immediately. As you do that.
Yeah, and so she's just checking him out to make sure that he's okay.
Wait, you said you're 3 feet tall?
Thereabouts.
You're taller than Ori is, actually.
That's so badass.
wow,
How tall
that's-
is Ori?
Ori's 2'5", or not 2'5", 2.5 feet.
Jesus.
Yeah,
2'6" then.
2'6". Yeah.
One thing about Darjeeling, she loves tiny little creatures. But yeah, so I think she's checking Smidge out to make sure that he's okay. Did you take damage?
Smidge
Yes,
did,
I did.
yeah.
I took 11 damage from the rats.
Oh.
So I'm at 23 of 34 health.
So y'all have this exchange, and then we'll push up a little bit. Lux, you are across. You're like about 15 feet away from Trick. So you finally notice this goblin that like had done this like crazy somersault off of the mezzanine onto the floor at the beginning of the fight. Short, masked, with his green ears poking out, and Catalina is off to the side, probably still a little bit sparkling with the blue energy. Catalina, you see that Lady Ophelia has shown up. During the break, Dustin asked a very good question. Dustin, do you want to ask it again?
I sure can.
Yeah.
So Ori is a paladin of the Raven Queen, who is typically not a fan of the undead. He's specifically a vengeance paladin, and his big enemy are the undead and those who might create it.
Yeah.
So, what? Please tell me I don't have to murder the leader of the town that I am technically from right now.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, Orpheum Hollow, by nature of its, by nature of like, by its own nature, which is an area, the only area on the continent in which the veil between worlds is so thin that things can just kind of slip through. Of course, there would be a temple to the Raven Queen here, but there is a very kind of like specific exception that is made in this town only because of Saint Basil. Because you know that Saint Basil pledged his life to the Raven Queen when he settled in this land, and therefore became kind of like this eidolon for the Raven Queen within the boundaries of Orpheum Hollow itself. So Saint Basil cannot cross into the Silent Wood. He cannot cross past the town boundaries. He protects only the town itself. And this is something that's like, unfortunately, is frowned upon by the church in the sense that like you have to deal with ghosts. Now, granted, within the property of like the town itself, the only ghosts that are allowed, as in like actually undead, characteristic as undead, are the members of the Orpheum family who have passed away. And normally they will stick around the Orpheum itself just to keep the peace and make sure everyone feels okay. But because Saint Basil is the protective spirit of Orpheum Hollow, certain of them will kind of like go invisible and patrol the town. And in moments of need, Saint Basil will form and protect whoever needs it, who is like innocent within the town. And this is an ability that is granted via the Raven Queen. Now, you know, because you've been here for a long time, so does Darjeeling, and so does Catalina, that Lady Ophelia chose to become a vampire of willing nature because she did not want to become one of the ghosts that would eventually be like the ghosts don't rest. They live in undeath, protecting this town. That is the promise that was made by Saint Basil of his bloodline so long ago, as like in order to receive a blessing of like you can settle here. And Lady Ophelia chose to become a vampire a long time ago. She is around, I want to say, like 120 something years old at the moment. And so she's been a vampire for, I want to say, 80 or 90 years thereabouts. And yeah, and so she still in her form, she serves Orpheum Hollow, she protects it, and so on and so forth. And so it's like, it's a very tenuous relationship. Like, I would say, here's what I'll say. With your specific branch of the Church of the Raven Queen, y'all have great relations. Because ultimately what you want is the protection of the citizens of Orpheum Hollow from spirits and undead that would harm it, because the veil is so thin here. That being said, if you were, you know, there is a reason why Father Manasses like seems so out of the loop with events outside of Orpheum Hollow, is because essentially this church, without being officially excommunicated, is kind of like a taboo branch within the eyes of the greater Raven Queen Church. And this is like individuals. It's one of those things where it's like within this religious structure in my world, it's like you can try to access and like talk to the gods directly, but there will be a hierarchy within the religions of like, there is like a main church in one of the greater cities that houses like ancient relics and like the specific tomes and so forth, or like the original tomes as opposed to the copies that other churches may have, things of that nature. So that is why you won't kill Lady Ophelia, hopefully.
listen. So yeah, okay, okay. So basically, I'm part of, what is it called when you're like an off branch of a religion? Because it's not
A denomination.
A sect?
denomination.
Yeah, like a sect. I would say.
because it's smaller than a denomination.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
like, so I think like a sect is probably what I'm.
It's one of those things where it's like Father Manassas tries his best. Father Manassas tries his best to like adhere to the tenets of the Raven Queen and like and stick to that. And then when people are like, but what about the Orpheum? What about House Orpheum? He's kind of like, unfortunately, they have like a pass. We have to turn a blind eye to this specific family because of a long-standing oath that like unfortunately kind of like bypasses everything that we hold dear. Hence why the main church is like so sour about it. But Father Manassas in his time here has like, he's a part of the town council. He deals with Lady Ophelia all the time. For the most part, it's like, we just don't talk about it.
Okay. Understandable. I mean, as long as the Raven Queen is cool with it, then Ori's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's the main thing with Ori, because like Ori couldn't care less about like the Raven Queen Pope or whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
As long as the lady upstairs or downstairs or wherever she is happy.
Yes.
We're chill. We're chilling.
Ori,
We're good.
Ori does not care for the bureaucracy of
That's right.
Raven Queen religion. He just cares about the lady.
Exactly. He's not religious. He's spiritual. Except he's also religious because he is a paladin.
Sure. Yeah.
Like he has to be, somewhat.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but he actually has the symbol of the Raven Queen painted on his shield, so anybody can see that who he serves pretty open.
Cool.
Okay.
You can also see on the floating body of Saint Basil, his breastplate has like engraved into it the symbol of the Raven Queen as well.
And that's why he's cool. He can stay.
Yeah. So yes. So Lady Ophelia kind of like begins walking down the steps, and you would just watch her just like very nonchalantly discard the corpse of this were-rat with the broken neck, and it like thuds onto the steps. And you see she makes an immediate beeline to Catalina. And she doesn't touch you, but she kind of like holds out her hand, and you can see like these very nicely like scarlet kind of like manicured nails. And she kind of like just hovers her hand like around like your around right here, and she says, "Ooh, Catalina, darling, are you all right?"
I'm laughing at Morgan's suffering. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You get to talk to the vampire MILF. She stuck
yeah.
the tiny kobold and cat.
It should have been me, not him.
So, like, out of character, we haven't fully addressed the two beings that went up the stairs to the stacks yet, right?
Not you have addressed it to Saint Basil, but he has not moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay. That was just the weirdest thing that's happened here in a really long time. There are still two strange beings. I think the ones that made this happen up the stairs and in the stacks, and yeah. I'm okay. I managed to not get hurt.
So you're not hurt. Fantastic.
No.
And you can see she's just kind of like eyeing you down a little bit, and just kind of like very protective, essentially. And she hears what she says, and she turns over to Saint Basil, and she says, "Grandfather, do you sense anything within the Orpheum?" And Saint Basil kind of like has been eyeing down the corpse with the broken neck, and he just kind of like turns and looks at Lady Ophelia, and he looks at you, Catalina, and he says, "I do not sense intruders within the Orpheum." And Lady Ophelia kind of shrugs and looks at you, and she says, "Are you sure Are you sure you didn't hit your head or anything, Dawn?
No, I didn't. But I definitely feel better if I checked it out. So, um, if I could be excused, I'd like to go make sure that I did just make a mistake.
I see. Yes. Hold one moment, please. And she does not excuse you. And she just kind of like turns and she looks at everyone. And she immediately clocks Lux bleeding out from the shoulder. I would also say I'm pretty sure Trick has also taken some beatings too, right?
No, I'm actually good. I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah.
My son is also injured.
There's
All of Trick's damage is just to his knees.
Yeah. His knees are his legs are wobbling
his
right now,
ego.
like jelly.
And his ego.
I can just imagine like
hurt, but it is nothing compared to my ego.
I imagine like because we can't see Trick's face, right? So it's all body language of like you like slight trembling as like your legs are like I can stay up.
He's just
upright.
slightly hunched over, like it's the fucking stand. God damn it! I'm sorry. I'm giving a lot of work to the sensors.
And so she you watch she kind of like steps forward and she has this kind of like somewhat like unnatural pace where it looks like normal steps, but she crosses like a great length of or a great distance in just those steps, and she appears next to Lux, and she's kind of like awkwardly a little close to your neck wound, and you can see that her like dark glasses are somewhat covering her eyes as she just kind of like leans forward, and she's like her mouth is slightly agape and it's like a little breathy, and then immediately you hear an inhale and she coughs and she's like, oh that's
Don't mind me,
bad.
just
That's
bleeding next to
really
the
bad.
vampire.
Are you
Respect.
did one of those things bite you?
No, my skin just looks like this. Yes, I got bitten.
She you can see like the corner of her mouth like quirk up at your sarcastic nature, and she says, yes, well, I'm sorry to say you are well, and then she kind of turns and she's like, Poppy, and you hear this fluttering of wings as like from the deep mezzanine Poppy flies down and she's like, yes mistress, I'm here. And she's like, what time is what time is the lunar apex tonight? And Poppy kind of like, you see her close her eyes and her wings kind of like twinge a little bit as she does like mental math, and she's like, it will be in approximately 14 hours, mistress. And Lady Ophelia's like clicks her tongue and she's like, that could be a problem. You are aware that it's a full moon tonight?
Don't tend to keep track, but
Sure.
I figured, I'm here for a reason, so.
Yes, right. You're the entertainment. Poppy, and you can see she kind of like takes a quick glance over at Catalina and she says, close down the Orpheum until this evening. Let's keep it clear for, let's say, 10 hours. Yes? And she's like, anything you say, mistress. And she flies off, and for the remaining townsfolk that have been inside the Orpheum on the bottom floor, you can see Poppy's like beginning to like corral them out the doors and saying like, we'll be back open tonight. Like it's like, please leave. And Lady Ophelia looks at Lux, and she says, thankfully, we may have a solution to this. I assume you don't want to become a were-rat?
I think that would get in the way of my performing, yes.
Fantastic. Father Manassas, and you see walking down the mezzanine, there are a couple of figures. The first two are extraordinarily large in size, and it seems as though one is attempting to kind of like get closer to the other one to like talk, while the other one is pushing distance between. And you see Father Manassas is leading this troop with Gordo the Pumpkin King behind him, attempting to speak, attempting to say something to him, and Father Manassas like shrugging him off. And he, very quickly calls out, and he says, yes, I'll be there in a moment. Gordo kind of like looks around and he clocks all of you, and you can see the shine of his golden tooth as he kind of grins from up in the mezzanine. And behind them there is there's a figure. There's an old man, and he's kind of walking slowly, but there's a younger man right beside him who's kind of like helping him along. The old man kind of has a cane that he does use for support, but he's got like one of those like monk crowns I guess it's like a friar's like little crown of hair with like a bald top. He's wizened to fuck. He has very piercing green eyes that honestly look clouded with age, but there's this very ornate bronze stag pin on his kind of like on his shirt. Otherwise he's wearing very like normal clothes. And the man next to him looks like his son, though very high in age as well, like around 70 years old. He's wearing kind of like overalls with a work jacket, and kind of like a squashed hat, and he's kind of like muttering, and you can see the younger man, the son, is kind of like staring at his dad, but eventually kind of like just stares daggers at Lady Ophelia. But they all kind of like make their way from the mezzanine down the stairs, and you see Father Manassas kind of sidles up to you, Lux, and immediately kind of raises his hands and he says, "May I have your permission to inspect you?"
Lux kind of shrugs with one shoulder. I think they're not moving the shoulder that was bit, and goes, "Go for it."
And you see Father Manassas kind of like takes one of his hands and places it on the unhurt shoulder, and his other one kind of like hovers over it. And how much damage have you taken?
6.
So you will immediately heal all those 6 points of damage, go back to up to full health. But he will kind of like close his eyes and begin muttering under his breath. And it's a very strange feeling, but your shoulder just kind of like flares, partly like because of your infernal blood, and then also because of this like disease that's inside of you. And you might wince, and like he kind of like cuts off the magic, but he kind of nods and he says, I'm so sorry, child. You have been cursed with lycanthropy. If this is not,
and
if this curse is not removed, you will succumb to the curse tonight in the full moon.
Lux just like pinches their nose, I think, and says, "Is there anything that can be done?"
He kind of pauses and he says, "I can remove the curse. It will take some time. It is not something I was prepared to do today. But if you will allow me, I will take the time and remove it so that you may not be afflicted further. If you choose to. That's the nature with lycanthropy, is you can choose to accept the curse, or you can reject it and continue to fight against the disease."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to be a were-rat for the rest of my life. So if I can take you up on that healing, that would be
Absolutely. And you see he kind of looks up, and he notices that Ori, you're kind of like off in the distance, and he says, "Ori, will you come here, please?"
Yes, of course.
Um,
Put myself behind her armpit real quick. Okay.
You see, and so you have also been afflicted with this curse.
Sure have.
And so you show the wound, and Father Manassas is like, he kind of looks at Lady Ophelia, who is now staring at Ori with a kind of like a puzzled look, and he says, "It will take me some time to remove the curse off of both of them, but I can do it." And Lady Ophelia kind of nods and says, "We may have to forego the town council meeting." And then she kind of pauses and she looks at Ori and she's like, "I remember you, don't I? Didn't you popped out for something like a week ago?"
It has been years.
Has it? Really?
Yes, Lady Ophelia.
Oh. Well, welcome back. I remember you. You were the cute one.
For some reason, he just feels the compulsion to look around at Darjeeling and just grin.
just the
What the
just like
fuck?
the over the shoulder smirk Gollum style.
And she's like still holding Smidge in her arms and like squints her eyes at him from over a puff of black fur. Motherfucker.
And then with that you hear, "So we're canceling the town meeting, are we?" And you see Gordo the Pumpkin King has finally kind of like waltzed up, his hand inside his pockets, just kind of like saddling up, very casual style, eyeing everyone down. And you hear a voice, a new voice, come out. He's like, "We sure as hell ain't. We have shit to talk about." And you watch as this younger 70-year-old man is kind of like helping his father down the stairs. Actually, I'm gonna keep them at the top of the mezzanine and have them call down, because it's like somewhat counterintuitive to help this older man down the steps, only to have to help him back up. So I'm gonna have him just kind of like calling down from the mezzanine. Just the minor minutia that a dungeon master has to think about, right? But he just kind of calls down and he says, "Absolutely not. We got it. We gotta have this talk." And he kind of points like a very like accusatory finger towards Lady Ophelia, and he says, "Don't think I can't see that fucking corpse over there, you monster." And she kind of like looks up at him and she kind of grins and she says, "I'm afraid that poor individual is not a citizen of town of Orpheum Hollow. I am well within my rights to protect my property as much as you are yours." And you see he kind of like squints his eyes and he like his fist clenches and he kind of like mutters under his breath. Sorry, does somebody have a question?
Yes. During this heated exchange, can I be picking up the gold, copper, and silver off the floor?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
A perception check?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I will let you down, I guess.
A 14.
Yeah, you're watching all this, and like Lady Darjeeling is holding you, but like you can like one of your arms is kind of like swaying, and you're like looking at one of like the higher piles of silver and gold, and you're like trying to like not necessarily dislocate your shoulder, but you're just kind of like stretching your arm like as far as it can go, and maybe it's your inclination to have 9 lives, but you get this like it's a goosebump, and you like immediately look up and you see that Saint Basil is staring daggers at you.
I like don't even turn my head. I just like my eyes. And I think I just.
He does not stop staring at you, but
I do not.
your hands like curl in.
Yeah, I do not touch any of the coinage.
Ultimate coinage.
I'll say, so yeah, the younger son kind of like, closes in on himself, and the older man, the one who looks hella old, actually kind of like blinks for a moment and like squints, and he looks down at Lady Ophelia, and it goes. He begins to wave, and he's like, "Lady Ophelia, when are we gonna go on our date? And Lady Ophelia kind of like looks up at him and she says, Buck, in some time, I promise. Just such a busy day with the Harvest Moon.
Bro, get in line.
He just kind of like does this like, you know, the old person like licking lips because there's no teeth.
His lips.
Yeah, like okay. And he just kind of like waves and he kind of like nudges his son and he says, "That's gonna be your stepmom." And for
That's
those,
a lot. Ooh.
Buck, no, Buck, please, dude.
and so for those who have lived in Orpheum Hollow, you know that this is Buck, well, his name is technically Earl, but he has the clan title of Buck. This is Earl Buchanan, the current clan leader of Clan Buchanan. This Clan Buchanan goes all the way back to the founding of Orpheum Hollow, because House Orpheum could not, like, you know, settle this land without farmers, without hunters, without woodsmen, all that kind of stuff. And Clan Buchanan just happened to be the family that came with House Orpheum and founded this town alongside them. So, Buck and his son, Frederick, he goes by Freddy, but Frederick Buchanan are the two representative members. Technically, Buck is still the leader of the clan, but you know, Fred kind of has to help him around, so he technically has a say as well. They make up another part of the town council. So with that, Lady Ophelia kind of turns back around, and I think this is probably the moment in which she clocks Smidge and Lady Darjeeling, and she kind of cocks her head over to the side, and she's like, "Fascinating." And you see her again take those very like cross the distance in a very short amount of steps as she kind of like comes up to you. How tall is Lady Darjeeling?
She's not short. She's like probably like 6'2".
6'2". Cool. I think with her heels, Lady Ophelia is pretty
That's
close.
That's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
Darjeeling also wears like big ass heels. She's
Okay.
probably like 5'9".
Yeah.
But yeah.
She kind of crosses over and she very quickly kind of like looks, sticks kind of like a well manicured finger out at Smidge, like kind of like in between your eyes, and she says, she looks up at Darjeeling and she says, "Did this stray come from outside? Because we don't allow pets within the Orpheum."
I am a servant of my dark lady, Darjeeling.
And I'm assuming
will-
that's you.
You will pay her respect.
Yes, that's me. And she
Oh.
was like pretty amped about the exchange, and now she's like squinting a little bit.
And you see Lady Ophelia kind of like brings down her shades a little bit and kind of like looks you up and down, and she says, "I love your outfit."
Oh my god, stop, dude. I literally can't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She kind of like flares her hands at Smidge, and she says, "I'm sorry, sweet thing. Your betters are speaking."
A lot of things are happening to Darjeeling right now.
I
Okay.
think that does shut Smidge up, actually.
Oh my god.
I think she like starts to open her mouth in like with a smile at the outfit comment, and then when she shuts down Smidge, I think she like tightens a little bit, and she's like, "You can address my protege with a certain level of respect, in the way that you should to a patron."
A protege. That is cute. Well, as his master, I assume in exchange, you'll also teach your protege some manners. It is rude to interrupt, especially a noble.
Not sure about the beautiful woman, my master.
Yeah.
And you see she kind of like, she looks down at Smidge, and you see she kind of like flexes her hands, and for a moment, just like a split moment, her hand goes from this kind of like well manicured kind of like pale hand with rings, and it kind of twists, and these dark like bruise-ish looking veins kind of like appear and on the skin, and they like just like stretch up very quickly, and this like wave of like red energy kind of like hits Smidge, and Smidge, you will heal. You'll heal for 16 points of damage.
16.
16.
I am back to full.
I'm glad I didn't do something because I was real fixing to do something that would have been not ideal.
And she, she got kind of, and you see like the cuts begin to heal up and throwing, like hair doesn't grow back, but like the heals, the wounds heal. She kind of looks at the two of you and she says, "I expect the both of you to behave. Don't make me punish you."
We're good at that.
I think that Darjeeling just kind of laughs and says, "Promise."
And you see she gives you kind of like a little cheeky smile, and immediately as soon as y'all have that exchange, the doors burst open and Poppy kind of like is holding back this small halfling, who this is Lily, your ex-coven member, who is technically supposed to be here for this town meeting for this town council meeting.
Oh, that's right.
As well. And she bursts in and she says, "I'm so sorry I'm late. The doors closed. I didn't. I'm here. I promise I'm here to represent the coven." And she like immediately stops as she notices that you are talking to Lady Ophelia, and she's like, "She does not represent us, mistress."
I think as she starts, I think that she'll kind of like, she's holding Smidge in her arms, and I think she still has like a hand on his scruff. I think she'll kind of like turn like this and drop him on the floor in like a quick movement. And I think she's like, "Lily, so good of you to show up. I've actually been, defending the city on your behalf, on behalf of the coven. So I'm glad you're finally here. It took you long enough. We actually, handled it ourselves."
And you see Lady Ophelia kind of like looks at her, looks at you as you're saying this, kind of like somewhat like very just entertained by this whole affair, and she looks at Darjeeling and she says, "So are you part of the coven?"
I was a long time ago. I wanted to ask this, actually. Would Darjeeling recognize Lady Ophelia at all?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, so your Mother Superior would have been one of the faculty members around, like, in that time as well. And so it's like, depending, how old was Darjeeling when she left Orpheum Hollow? Like, was she...
She was, like, actually young in my head. She was, like...
an adolescent.
Adolescent. Like 15, 16. Yeah. And now she's probably, like... What did we end up saying? Like 35 or 40?
I think so. Something along those lines. It's been decades. Yeah.
Yeah, like decades.
And so I think Lady Ophelia kind of like, she's like, I mean, I do remember like a small waif of a thing accompanying the Mother Superior like a week ago, but you can't grow that much in that short of amount of time.
Yeah, it's been a while, my lady, but
You will find that my mistress is quite impressive and is capable of very great things that may surprise you yet.
Is that right?
It is.
She pauses as Smidge responded, went to her rhetorical question. And
that's Smidge.
I think she's like, well, thank you for your service to the Orpheum. All of you. Truly. I'm sure you all fared very well under the leadership of our dear Catalina Ruth. However, we do have a town council meeting we must have, but I understand that are you all together?
I've literally never seen.
Oh my
any of these
god,
people in
where
my
did you
life.
come from? And she kind of finally notices Trick and just kind of like just genuinely looks
Sorry.
surprised.
I understand. I had. Anyway,
Who are you? And Father Manassas kind of like clears his throat, and he's like, he's the Echo of the West. He's the Echo of the West.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't really choose that name, but it's sort of been forced upon me. Honestly, comparatively to the other names people call me, please stick to that one if you're gonna call me a name other than my name.
I think you realize that Gordo has somehow, with his giant mass, like saddled up next to you, and he kind of with a giant fist kind of like shoves you playfully, and he says, "I like to call him the Jingler."
Oh god.
And Lady Ophelia kind of like shakes her head and scratches her forehead, and she says, "Right, well, I believe I remember your name being like Rick or something along those lines. So,
I would prefer you call me Rick than the Jingler.
My name's not Rick.
My name is Trick Lippis. I'm
Trick.
Yeah, I'm the hunter.
Right. Yes. Of course. Of course you are. And she kind of just takes all of you in, new information, and she kind of claps her hands together, and she says, "Right. Well, I suppose you can all wait outside the chambers if you'd like. It will be a very quick meeting. But I do want to attend to your friend's curses as soon as possible. Is that all right with you?"
I think that Darjeeling might take a step forward and be like, she's doing this because she does not want Lily to take her place. But she's like, I think given everything that we just saw and what we just fought against, we're kind of entitled to a little information.
And perhaps financial compensation.
Smidge, not yet.
I'm just trying. I figured.
I know, but she's got to wait a second.
All right.
Wow, you two are quite the pair. All right. Fair enough. You can enter the chambers and deliberate. You will not speak unless spoken to. As
Darjeeling,
the
looks
dedicated...
at Smidge. Yeah.
What if she speaks to me?
Who are you pointing to?
I point to Darjeeling.
She she turns to you and she looks at you. As I believe it is probably impossible to keep the two of you from fraternizing with each other, you may whisper. If I hear it, which, and she kind of points to her ears, which once were round and human are now pointy and vampirish. She says, if I can hear it and it distracts me, you will be kicked out. Lily, you are the designated proxy for the Mother Superior, so you may come with me, and you will represent the coven in our town meeting. Now, and she kind of looks around the room, and she looks at St. Basil, and she says, "Can you please take your presence and go patrol or something, please? It is unnerving me." And St. Basil just kind of like, if a statue was a ghost and it could move, this is how he moves. It's just like very purposeful and slow, like a glacier, and he just kind of like slowly begins to kind of like float out of the building, keeping an eye on, or like his eyes like just kind of gazing across everyone. And right now they're not glowing with magical energy. They look like hollow pits, like a skull's eyes. But he just kind of like floats through, and you see up on the mezzanine as he passes by, both Freddy and Buck put their hands to their chin and caress their cheek in signs of the Raven Queen as the patron saint of Orpheum Hollow leaves the premises and begins to move out. At this point, I'll say, is everyone going? Everyone kind of wants to follow the group and go up to the council chambers.
Yeah.
I'll say, we'll do one thing before I kind of start asking people specific questions when we get up to the mezzanine. But y'all are kind of like making your way to the double stairs, and Lux, you hear, "Hey, Lux," from behind like a column. And you see that like that Chet is kind of like standing behind the column, kind of like looking at you and going like.
And Lux, sneaks over there.
And he kind of like he's like, hey, so I guess we're not performing then.
I'm about to go to a council meeting, I think. I will check in there and let you know. I would still like to perform, but it sounds like there's a lot potentially in the way.
Cool. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but Father Manassas healed you, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And Chet kind of like shakes his head at like the blood on your shoulder that's like now kind of like beginning to dry, the closed wound. You saying that you're going to go to this town council meeting is like, hey, Chet sees the alpha, and he's like, I'll keep an eye on the troop for you.
Thanks, Chad.
Chet sorry. Hey, Chet Langstrom just wants to help, and you see he kind of like begins bounding away towards where the rest of the group members are kind of like coalescing at the front, with Poppy kind of like beginning to like talk to them about plans. But you rejoin the group. As we enter into the mezzanine, you all notice that this is the second floor where most of the faculty rooms are. This is where Catalina's faculty room is and things of that nature. There's stacks and stacks of books. There's like small packages here and there that are kind of like wrapped up with odd doodads, like cloudy potions, things of that nature. Just like all like stacks of books laying across. It's a huge mausoleum, it's a huge manor in general, and it looks like the second floor has just kind of been converted into kind of like a study space essentially for the faculty, along with their offices. So Catalina, is there anything that you want to do before you enter into the council chambers?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Yes.
Me?
Yes. Holy shit.
Heyo.
Wow. That's crazy, actually. You were
It was
rolling
that time.
so...
Aw.
Yeah, you were rolling so many, like, natural 20s for perception. It's kind of crazy. You
I
notice...
am a divination wizard.
Yeah, for sure.
What can I say?
You locked the door to your office. It is currently slightly ajar.
Oh, good.
And you know
Is it-
that Sir
Was it
Victor...
Poppy?
You know that Sir Victor and Sir Otto just pass through objects, so they wouldn't need to open the door.
Well, then I'd like to go into my office and see if anything is missing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you open the door to your office. It is quiet. It is dark. The candles have all been expunged. There is the light of the noonday sun kind of like filtering through a stained glass window. But otherwise, the room is dark. Is there anything that you're... Well, what are you doing in this space now that you've seen the door is ajar?
I mean, obviously I have my, like, personal research and belongings, and I'd
Yeah.
like to check that first.
Mm-hmm.
But after I check that, I would probably... Not that I understand the contents all up in the boxes, but, someone else has been putting boxes in my office and full of artifact stuff, so that's probably a mark to be yoinked.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I love the English language.
So yeah, you check your research and you notice nothing has been shifted. Like you know exactly how you place things in the exact order that you do so. And you notice that none of your belongings have shifted except for the flower that you pulled from the bouquet that Poppy gave to you in the first episode is gone.
poppy gift is sacred. How could they do this?
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
I know? Well, I remember that there was a gift for her in that entire bouquet of flowers. Do we know who it was coming from?
Poppy did not say who the bouquet of flowers was from.
Hmm.
But it was for Lady Ophelia.
Right. Yes, that I know. Okay, is there any obvious tampering with like the boxes that have been stacked up in my office?
With a natural 20, as you kind of like it's a lot of boxes, right? So you kind of have to like take a step back to kind of like get the whole picture in.
Right.
But again, you were just in there. You have a very good memory. You notice like a lot of these boxes are they're like crates that have been completely closed up. Other ones have items that kind of like peek out, so they like have like tarps kind of like tied up real tight and things of that nature. And you do notice that kind of like as you are facing it, like facing the doorway on the right hand side of the room, some of the boxes on the very top have been kind of like shifted slightly, like by a matter of inches. It would be near imperceptible if somebody had not rolled a natural 20. So you definitely can tell that there has been not necessarily like tampering per se, because it doesn't look like the seals have been broken or anything of that nature, but some of the boxes on the top shelf have been moved on like the top of the mounds.
I don't really know what to look for.
Yeah.
If something is not obviously missing.
So far, the only thing that's missing is that flower.
Is the flower.
But I will say, again, with a natural 20, it's an old building, and it has been remodeled and updated from time to time as technology advances, as the times go on. And one of the more recent kind of like updates that Lady Ophelia has done in her tenure as headmistress is like install a kind of like temperature control within the Orpheum, because there are certain things that are kept deep within the walls of the Orpheum that have to be at certain temperatures for specific reasons. And therefore, after like 5 summers of very just like having to deal with construction and people coming in and out and like escorting people through restricted sections, this AC system was essentially installed. And you see that one of the vents that's at the top of your room, that is this, like it's wide, but it is thin as hell. You see there is that it is sitting right there at the top of your room, directly above the boxes that were moved.
But the box itself is unopened.
Correct.
Can I open the box?
You can inspect the box.
I will inspect the box.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an inspection check. Or investigation.
Shit. Investigation, you say? That's this one.
Wow. Okay, well...
That would be a second natural 20.
That would be a second natural 20.
Oh, is it the next one?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's easiest to do. No,
what a waste.
No.
Okay. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's a really good use of it.
Maybe Saul is about to tell us who the big bad is right now.
So I'll say.
Well, you know.
So you kind of have to adjust a little bit, but you're able to kind of climb up the boxes enough to get to those ones at the top, in a safe manner. And there are certain ones that are wrapped in like canvas. There are other ones that are wrapped in kind of like a more elastic material. As you get to that specific box, I will say, as this has been a process of moving boxes for like about a week and a half in general. So some of these have been sitting in here for a very long time. They have gathered a bit of dust. As you get up to this tarped box, you notice that imprinted onto the dust, there is a very long-fingered hand, just kind of like placed on, like gently, like the faintest impression onto the tarp. And you were there and in the opening when those two masked figures came, and you remember the very lanky, contorted mime that followed after them, that did not enter the building, but instead cartwheeled away out of sight. Now, with that being said, as you're kind of like looking at this and then looking up at the grate, the very thin grate that no living thing other than a small creature could probably squeeze through, is like your hand just kind of shifts a little bit and one of the knots comes undone and the flap opens up. And I will say inside this box there is there's just like a mass of like journals. They look very old, very frayed. The paper, like the parchment is like, you can definitely tell it's very, very aged. If you were to, with your intellectual mind, you could probably like peg it at like nearly 1,000 years old. Like this is old writing, but they're nice, like neat leather bound journals. And you can see that there is, there's one that's kind of like, you can tell the leather is much older than the rest. That's kind of just sitting on the top of it.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. I'll pick up this journal and see if I can figure out what it's about.
Absolutely. You pick it up. It's got kind of like a leather-bound strap, so you kind of, unattach it and kind of like flip it open slightly, and the pages crinkle, and there's like a kind of like a small layer of dust that kind of like floats out a little bit. And you see the very first page says, "On the account of the founding of Orpheum Hollow." And there's a signature at the bottom, and you know that it is Sir Basil Orpheum, scrawled at the bottom of it. As you read this, you hear Lady Ophelia call from outside and say, "Catalina, sweet thing, please, join us."
Away, Lady Ophelia. And I will... I will pocket this journal, and I will put the rest of everything back so that I can read the journal later.
Excellent. Let me think. Okay. I think that's a pretty good stopping point for tonight, because you know what? We're going to be back tomorrow night, and we're going to immediately pick up from
That's
here.
right. That's true.
So we don't have to push on a little bit more than we have to. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to point just a huge shout out to everyone who donated tonight. Thank you so much.
$100.
Yes. We got over $100. Absolutely. Y'all are insanely generous, and we really appreciate it. It's going to a great cause with Austin Batcave. If we can get exclamation point Austin Batcave and exclamation point Antho in chat, please go check out their website. Check out the anthologies that they print out with these with the students. They do it yearly. This year, it was kind of like a fairy theme, so it's going to be like very kind of like. The next year's anthology will be kind of like a Fey Realm-esque kind of anthology, whether it's like poems or stories and stuff like that. So it's very cool in general. They may even write stories about the campaign that I ran for that week at D&D camp. So that's very cool. Yeah, it's very cute. But with that in mind, like, we couldn't do this without y'all. Thank you so much. Like, it's genuinely very humbling, and we appreciate it so much. Trying to think. If you haven't already, please follow us on social media at Turntables RPG. We're going to post about, it's going to be the same time tomorrow in general, and you know that it's tomorrow, but we're going to post anyway, just so that to keep up with stuff. So feel free to follow us on social media. If you want to follow us on X, you're welcome to. We're trying to pivot as best to Blue Sky, and we'll definitely still be on Instagram. And yeah, does anybody have anything that I am missing from the outro? Because my brain is a little fried. No?
See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
For sure.
We'll play same time.
Yes.
Yep.
Please.
Same rat time, same rat channel.
Hopefully
Yes.
with fewer rats this time.
Yeah.
Yes, make sure.
you know-
Actually, we're gonna increase the rat quota by a lot.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we might increase the rat by 2, at least, right now. We
So
have the opportunity.
with that, please be kind to yourselves. Remember to drink some water, stretch, juice your gob, stroke your wizard.
Stroke your wizard, choke your rat,
choke
baby.
your rat.
Have a good night, fellas.
That's the
You
one.
hold intrinsic value, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. We love you all.
I
We'll
mean, I
see you
guess, but more of the
tomorrow
wizard
night.
thing.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.
Bye bye.